And we are rolling. Not moving a step further. Let's just jump into raising the toast. It's a really bad toast. And it goes as such. We all fall, but we say don't trip. We all been called, but all stall a bit. We all stand tall, and to that time we slip. Just admit, without the grace of God, I'm
I'm really
really
bad at
bad
Bad
at
at
this.
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 Toast, toast, brothers.
Mm.
What's going on?
Doing good,
Hello,
man.
What up? What
hello
up?
from welcome and hello from wonderful Georgia here.
ATL, stand up.
It's your boys, couple weeks now or so in now, and my stuff will finally be here tomorrow, which is wonderful. We'll finally have all the rest of our clothes and everything is feel somewhat normal. I still won't have a bed though. My mattress came here, tore up. They had to take it back. So
It
I've
didn't
been
make it. It didn't make it through shipping right.
didn't make it. At least it's made it cool. But nah, we were getting it. It was a brand new mattress. It was a mattress we bought out here.
Yeah,
But
Uh,
it didn't make it to the house
but
in
nah, it
one
didn't even make it
piece.
to the house.
what
And
happened?
one
What happened between the warehouse and the crib?
man, they unloading it, bringing it up in here. I wasn't here. T was here, and they was bringing it up in here, and she was like, they looked at it and was like, ah man, it's through. We can't leave this. This mattress is tore up. We was this close, nigga, to getting off that air mattress. Cause boy, let me tell you, an air
Ooh.
mattress is a air mattress.
You talking about
It's
the one
easy.
you take camping?
Exactly. We've been camping
Oh
it.
no,
We've been camping indoors, nigga, this whole time. So
no,
we was that
sir.
close to changing things up. So here we are. But nah, everything
Y'all
else
didn't
that
hit
we
the rent center real brief.
man, we really it's really because my wife is this is her design. That's the truth. It's just coming down to she putting all this together and she asked me, she was like, what do I want and the things that I want, I threw my little whatever, but I left that up to her, like color scheme and all that. I was like, man, baby, just do you. One, she's been very good at it. So it's not even like a gamble or nothing like that. But um, it's just once you do have that, it's kind of like you have so many options and stuff. That's what she was just telling me the other night. She having so many options that it's hard to make your mind up like what you really you know want to roll out and whatever you have you're gonna be stuck with it because we was arguing the other night because I was trying to well really figure out when to pull the trigger on starting to get like the new electronics we wanted, and that was like for one a living room TV, and it was a misunderstanding. But it was funny because it was like, okay, what size TV you want down for me down in our living room, which would right now be the only new TV we buy. We took all our TVs. That wasn't nothing we left.
Yeah,
And so we arguing about what size, because she thinking the misunderstanding was this. One, and that's the whole reason I'm bringing this up, is one is like once you get something, I feel like in your space, it's like you got to roll with that for a while. Like, all right, you got that TV or whatever, that's gonna be your TV for a while. It's not gonna be just, that's something that we could just flip out at the end of the year, like, oh, upgrade. It's not how we moving around here. So I knowing this, it was like, okay, well, what do you want for this space? And we had went to her actually a couple times. We've gone to her brother's like little Super Bowl party that he be throwing. It's not really a Super Bowl party. It's really a football is back party.
it's a
Bookie,
kickoff. It's a season
yeah,
kickoff type
season
joint.
kickoff party, not Super Bowl. But anyway, it feels like a Super Bowl party.
Yeah,
But so he goes all out. He has like this. He did I think, a real smart thing. He got instead of a man cave, he has like when you walk up in some houses, how they have like a little loft area in between all the bedrooms. It's like almost
this
like a
is
little mini living
it's a
room.
landing right upstairs when you before you get into rooms. But when you first come up the stairs, it's
Exactly.
like a landing. Yeah,
And for him, it's like before you get into his, primary bedroom. But it's a very large space. Man, he turned that into a straight bar, bruh. And he got like 4 TVs up there, a full, sit down video game joint that got like 10,000 video games on it. And he be playing all the games at the same time. You'll like him because he a big Niners fan, so he got it decorated like that, and a pool table up there. Like nigga, just like
Man, how big that space?
Hey, them
exactly.
landings be big. If you got 3,000 square feet, that means it's 1,500 times 2. So
Man,
when you come up the stairs, your first view is of 20 feet in every direction.
so I was in that nigga house, right? This dude's house I just described. Real cool dude too. And we in his living room though. This is what he got downstairs. And I'm looking at that TV and I'm like, man, that's a nice size TV. I'm like, this is like the perfect size that I don't care where you are in the room, you still, be able to really, really see this TV. Very, very. I was like, man, what size is this TV? He was like, oh, that's an 85-inch. And I was like, oh man.
Yeah, boy.
I was like, note to self. I'm like,
Note
that's
to
the size.
self.
I was like, that's the one I want right there, right? So here we are. Fast forward to, okay, Joe, you got your own space now. What you want to do in your living room? I'm like, you already know what I want to do. We didn't talk about this. I pointed it out. I was clear with your brother, and I was like, whatever, whatever. The misunderstanding was she was like, okay, we wasn't gonna really pull that trigger right now. We was gonna get some other stuff first. Like, how about the couch, that a nigga would sit on to watch to watch TV? Why don't we do that first? Okay. So she thinking I'm still want to pull the trigger right now and just go ahead and get the TV too and we do the couch. So she thinking that we got to come to a compromise. So she like, nah, we're gonna have to do like they got a cool one on sale that's like 75. I'm like, that is not what I've been talking about. That is not what I want. And boy, for me, like I told you, this is with the mindset of going, I'm gonna be stuck with this for a while. You better fight for this, brothers, because if you don't, you're gonna be stuck with whatever you agree with for a while. So it was like, oh, it's time to fight. But the reality was that she was just really saying if we really wanted to pull that trigger that day, that moment, that was her strong vote. We didn't have to do that. So if I want my 85, I just gotta wait a little bit. But 85 is coming. And I said, listen here, dear. I'm in no hurry. I'm in no hurry and no rush to get none of this stuff, but I do want to, in fact, get things that I want.
Bookie, am I the only one that saw him laying on the floor watching this 85-inch TV? I thought that's how the story ended. He was sitting Indian style with a PlayStation and no furniture.
On a cardboard box, nigga, just laid out. No chairs, no nothing. Not even no fold-up chairs. Nothing.
Bring out the cabin chairs with the with the air mattress. Sit in the cabin chairs. Watch the 85.
My boy better get used to it. You're gonna be downstairs for a while.
Man. I should show you right now just the only thing I got in this room, which will be the room that I get to fix up and that I plan on doing all of our recording and stuff out of. Nigga, I got the old Pastor Mike poster, nigga, in the boombox, and so far that's the only two pieces I got in the room right now. But so I get my little space and get to put something together. So that's cool, but it's all on her, brother. So couches before big screens, nigga.
You gotta
It's the
get
name of the game.
the Far Side album cover and the Wu-Tang album covers, and
That would be dope. You're right.
throw it up there on the wall.
Yeah.
I said get 4 35-inches and just put them all together.
No, huh? I gotta really be patient. Do that.
Is that cheaper when you buy that program, Bookie? Because you got to buy a program to make them all work.
Yeah, I just
what
seen
that program like.
That be looking over the top, bro.
On Instagram, bro. It be looking so sweet.
Yeah,
it does. But it's like there's an app that you got to use to program everything. That joint is a subscription, I think. So you just keep that in mind when you pricing that joint out. Hey, Jay, would you be able to see the TV from your island when you cooking? You know what I mean? Like you could walk. Can you see out into your living room and see the TV from when you're cooking there?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, then
That's what I'm saying.
That's it.
No problem, no partition, nothing in the way. Straight, you look over
and you're
there.
gonna be in there. That's your pitch. I'm gonna be in here cooking for you. I want to be able to see TV so we can all be together.
Done.
You got it.
But really, I didn't even got to sell it because that's really her idea. That's really one of the things that we was looking for. So we was like, oh, this is a blessing to be able to actually get that. But that was her thing. I want to be able to, when you cooking, you can still entertain people at the same time. I'm like, bet.
Because you always had that wall. You always had that one wall where we could be watching TV, you could be cooking up a storm, and you can't see what we can't see you, and you can't see us. That was always whack.
That's just, it was and here's the thing, James, I wasn't even tripping about none of that stuff. I was grateful. Every little step of the way, I believe Tawana and I have. That's why we believe in him in this on this other topic of shopping for churches, because we went to Blueprint last Sunday.
Yeah,
so that's gonna be fun. Just like telling you the spots we going to, because we plan on visiting them and then visiting their lighthouses too.
Yeah. Does the hottie speak on Sundays? Did the hottie speak?
He's not like the lead pastor. He's one of the elders. He's one of the pastors now. So the other dude, that's in the lead, the one that's considered the lead pastor now, Dulani or whatever his name is. But he spoke this Sunday and stuff. But it's a cool little culture so far. And T and Elise, liked it and it was cool. What's a trip is it's we didn't turn into the old heads, and so it feels like a very young culture. It feels like early P4CM, just like 2819.
Yeah, man.
We ran into one of their members too, who gave us the rundown of how that's ran. Man, that church is popping so hard that they be having to turn people away. They can't even have enough people in the service at Sunday. And they have two different services, and you might stand in line to go into the first one and might not be able to make it.
Yeah, I think it's 5,000 is a cap, I think, right?
Nigga, I don't know what it is.
It's like
but the
5
lady
grand.
was like, the first service is like at 9. She was like, she be there at 6 a.m., bro.
Yeah, I saw him speaking the other day,
Bookie.
one of his clips, and it was like 300 people behind him. Like that's the only place they probably could fit.
And they a nuisance.
You talking about Philip Mitchell, right?
Yeah. He had 300 people behind him on his last little sermon.
Like
and it didn't look like it was nowhere else for them to go.
The community is ready for them to move, bro. Like y'all a nuisance.
Y'all gotta go.
They have shuttles to the church, bro.
They probably changing the economy, man. They probably buying up all the Doritos and everything in that little neighborhood. They probably giving them money like a Super Bowl. It's like SoFi over there.
People be parked that far back, and the signs is that far back. That she was saying that they have shuttles to take you up there.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah,
but look, it's a meeting at a charter school though. So it's not like it's already laid out some campus that they own. That nigga, it's a charter school, and they just kill it.
They renting out a build. Oh man!
And the police is the ones that's directing the traffic.
That's dope, man. I love to hear that. I love it.
It's just crazy. My wife was like, "Nah, I don't think we're gonna endure."
Y'all seen any of his interviews yet? Y'all seen him talk a little bit?
Dude, I watched this whole conference and I heard him, talk. That wasn't his conference, the one that they held at his church.
242?
Yeah, with Jackie and
24 something.
And Mason. That's the most I've heard of him during that conference. No, he seemed like a real solid dude. But like my wife said, it's like, it can be a little sensational here and there. But overall, it's, dude is a sold out cat, seemed like. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Loving it.
So what y'all been up to, man? Since the last little pod or whatever, the year done kicked off, man. Anything happened? Y'all fell off of your resolutions already?
No. I've been in the kitchen whipping it up, fam. I've been whipping it up.
Oh, yeah, that's one of your big ones. Like,
that's the one. I'm not eating out. I'm cooking. So I've
I'm
been
gonna get
cooking.
this nigga, hey Bookie, I'm gonna give him a t-shirt that say, nigga, we got McDonald's at the house. That's what I'm saying.
I ain't got no McDonald's money,
We
man.
got
No
McDonald's at the house.
Yeah. No, it's been fun. It's been fun. It definitely takes more time. Definitely takes more time with all the prep and whatnot. But I've been really enjoying it because if I make enough, then when I do hit them cravings, I'm at the point where it's like, yo, what I got cooked is better than anything I could go buy at this point. So I'm like, forget it. Like I'm hitting Chat GPT, like give me the recipes for Panda Express, make it healthy. I'm telling it, hit Sprouts. Let me know what's the cheapest place to buy the ingredients. Give me 2 more recipes. Yeah. I'm hitting Chat GPT up like, yo, all right, I got these ingredients left over. What can I make with this? I got chicken and a bunch of other herbs and whatnot. It's like, oh,
I ain't did that yet. That's some fly.
Hey, Chat GPT is killing. I've been killing it.
I haven't did that one yet. That one sounds fun.
It is, man. So yeah, you could tell it like, all right, give me a dope recipe, make it healthy-ish anyway. It'll do that. And I'm like, all right, put the list together. How do I make it? Give me the step-by-steps on how to make it. I'm gonna need everything down to the measurements and what pot to put it in. All that. They'll say less. Then I'm like, all right, well, where do I buy this stuff from? Let me know what the list, make a shopping list. Yeah. It'll make the shopping list, and I'm like, all right, now search the 4 stores near me. I want to go to Walmart, Sprouts, Ralph's, or Vons. Yeah. But I only want to go to the place where the healthiest choice is the cheapest. He's like, man, say less. Here you go. It was like, first of all, you don't have to go to Ralph's or Vons. They ain't got nothing you need. So they was like, don't worry about them too. You're going to go to Sprouts and get all this real expensive stuff, and then you can get the rest of the stuff from Walmart. That's what it told me. I was
you
like,
tried to live. You really want to probably go over there,
and
not over there because
once you start asking it to give you healthy stuff, it's gonna change that Sprouts list hurt a little bit, man.
He can be like, "Where food for let's go."
Food for less gonna give you that chicken, man. That chicken is souped up with salt water and everything, bro. They gonna be like, you ain't getting nothing healthy out of there. You don't have to go to Food for Less at all, sir.
Where Food for Less goes?
No, it's not on the list.
Only thing I go to Food for Less for is I like those Vandy Camp donuts. You know, the little brownie. They go with the crumb and the powder and the chocolate. I love them joints.
Them joints is amazing, bro. I crush a bag of them joints. Hey, you ever mess around and crush a whole bag of them joints and be like, oh man, I wasn't
trying to do all that.
I wasn't trying to eat 5 days of saturated fat in one sitting.
Yeah, I've been there. Been like, yeah, what am I doing with my life?
Joints, pop. You popping them joints, that bag will be empty in no time. My dumb butt, instead of getting chicken and waffles, I get a bag of them crumb donuts and some Louisiana. That's chicken and waffles for me. Yeah. You see why I need to be at home eating quinoa because I wild out. A bag of crumb donuts and some Louisiana fried chicken. That's horrible.
I go get a box of them joints and get my my coffee in the morning. That's my road. That's my road snack in the morning. if I ain't got a chance to whip up enough for breakfast, I was eating. Look, I was eating oatmeal every morning until I came across that video. It was like only horses eat oats. It's like oats ain't for the human body. Only horses supposed to eat oats. And I was like, man, I got all this oatmeal here, man. Eating oatmeal every morning. You thinking I'm doing right?
I told Tawanda that she was laughing. I told her, I said, Bookie said, we are not supposed to be eating no oats. He's like, that's for animals.
And the one I was eating, the one I was eating had flaxseed in it. I'm like, oh yeah, flaxseed good for whatever. Then the report come out like flaxseed make you turn into a woman. You need to stop eating all this. Stop eating all this flaxseed. You gonna grow some breasts. My beard start getting thinner. I'm like, hold up, man. I need to come off this flaxseed oatmeal.
I'm telling you.
Man, I was bringing a little chai seeds in this joint. I'm thinking, like, yeah, I'm about to be heart healthy.
Yeah, right.
What the box said, heart healthy. And I
was you
about to be sterile. That's what you about to be.
Like why my shoulders growing? Like I ain't did a push up in 20 years. Why my shoulders growing?
Yeah.
I ain't been doing nothing but eating oatmeal, man. Come on. Oh my goodness.
This is for horses.
I
Yeah.
know when that nigga said that originally, I said, "Oh my God, James, my
Stupid.
goodness,
He's stupid for that.
this
Yeah.
nigga's
I be watching it. Like
crazy."
my whole algorithm went straight like drink this for this, drink this for this
I
ailment,
hate that, man,
eat
and
this
it's
for this.
gotten worse, man. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's getting worse and worse every year. That as soon as you look at something, they want to send you, four more things that's like it, bro. And it's just that's starting to wear on me, dude. I'm starting to hate all the little commercials that I'm getting on Facebook. I used to get more like um, content from regular people. Now I get more commercials than anything. And if I do something like, oh, look at some vitamins or some health something, I got 6 or 7 health things I got to get through now. That's
Yeah.
very similar. I buy some toothpaste. Now I got to sit through a week of toothpaste ads. I go look at Tyler the Creator's luxury little brand stuff. He been. I look at one spot through Facebook. Now they sending me ads. He popping up on everything now.
LaFleur, the perfume and everything, the chucks, all
Everything,
that,
the
all
chucks,
everything LaFleur
everything.
coming.
I clicked on one thing, bro, and it'd be
You finna
like,
get invited to his
yeah,
festival, all that.
all of that now. I don't know. That's just something
Vlog
about
and
that.
all.
It's just
I,
like,
we
it's
have
wearing
me
on me.
and wifey have been drinking the teas though.
Oh yeah.
Like this clove. You make this like clove and ginger
Uh-huh.
lemon tea every morning. Supposed to like heal the lungs and all that.
Yeah.
And you can actually feel the tingle inside though, for real.
The
Right.
boy said you could actually
Yeah.
feel the tingle
Hmm.
inside.
Is
When you
it a
feel the
Going
tea?
down.
tingle,
It's a tea
Yeah.
bag, or
you
you
know it's
you
No,
something.
no,
you
no.
cold pressing?
Nah, it's all natural. You boil it. You throw it in there. Throw the whole cloves.
Yeah.
Slice up the lemon. Throw it in there. A whole ginger. Slice up the ginger. If you're gonna throw turmeric in there, and we always throw a cinnamon stick in there and just let it boil.
Yeah.
That joint turned Pepsi Brown, dog. When it's finished boiling,
How you keep
throw
it
it
out
in
the
there,
cup?
huh?
How you keep all that out your cup?
Like the tea strainer.
Okay.
You know the little tea strainer. You pour it in there, and
Okay.
it strain and go in there. That is it. That'd be my morning tea. And that clove, you can feel the clove like clearing the throat and like going down.
I
Got a
bet.
little tingle to it, but yeah, it's supposed to be like heal the lungs and help with the mucus and all that kind of stuff. It's a Amish. I've been looking at this Amish health guide, whatever that they got. You know, hey, I'm following the way to Amish, bro. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
The brother's trying to
What?
live long, brother. He's trying to live long.
Follow the way of the Amish, bro. I might go get me a hat. You know what I'm saying? Like
That
Boogie
says
Amish
follow
now.
the way of the Amish?
Boogie Amish now. Man. I'm like, go get me a little Amish hat. You know what I'm
They the
saying?
sold out Christians.
That
Hey,
nigga's
hey, you know
wild.
what's funny though? Speaking on that,
What?
my wife did her ancestry.com.
Uh,
She came back as a Jew. My wife is real black. I told you the Jews was black. She came from some tribe in Africa,
yeah.
uh, like off the Gold Coast near Ghana, that Gold Coast area,
Yeah.
and had some Jewish heritage in her. All that. It was pretty dope. I was reading it. We was going through it. Actually, she actually connected with like two of her cousins that she never known before that actually did it from
Uh-huh.
down south, and so like two of her sisters did it after that, and they all came back. But like you know what I mean. Um, but they said that when the male does it, it comes back closer. I guess it's something about one of the DNA in the male.
Yeah.
It gets closer to the roots than the actual female.
Did it ask her, did she want to contact such and such and see what's good? Or how do it do it?
Yeah, it give you
How does it
an
connect you to like long lost relatives? Did it ask you, hey, we can get y'all together by email if you want? Or what does it do?
yeah. So like on hers, it came up the DNA connection, and which is really fascinating because one of her nephews came up too, like that she's
Mhm.
close to came up. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, oh, you have a DNA match with this person. It was definitely her nephew, and so but like if you on it and like your cousin is on it and y'all DNA match, it would say like, oh, you have a match with James no games, and you know what I'm saying. It had your picture and your email, your
Oh, you must
ancestry
have
email.
agreed to that when you first signed up, because I know
Yeah.
everybody can't disclose that.
No. It's you have to agree to it if you want to
Up
be
front.
contacted by
All right. I see.
Yeah. So a lot of people do it. I actually after she did it, I actually did it. I was like, because I used to be against it. I'm like, man, here go the government. They just want your DNA. They just want at the end of the day, I'm like, man, they got everything they want to know.
Yeah.
Got everything they want to know. You know what I'm saying? Because I peeped this though. Because when I went to Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago, now when you go in, they do a face recognition scan on you.
Yeah.
You got to stand there at the airport and they take a picture of you. And they said on the other side of the screen, all your information pop up. Where you live, your criminal background, all that pop up on that joint. I'm like, they got you. Ain't nothing you can do about it no more. You know what I'm saying?
You know where they got that at? At the new Clipper Stadium. When you go in the Clipper Stadium Pro Shop, you don't have to pull out no credit card. They see you walking around. They been had your credit card when you bought your ticket. They like, you want to use this same credit card to buy your stuff? You won't have to scan or stop or wait in line or nothing. You just grab your stuff and walk out, and that joint show up on your credit card.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
Face recognition at the Clipper Stadium. That's how many people a night, man. 82 games plus concerts, 20,000 people in there. They getting all the data they need in Inglewood. Boy, they would catch all of y'all.
Yeah, that's
Nigga,
wild.
and somebody gonna hack it in 2 hours, nigga, and they gonna be like, your information was a part of a data breach.
Yeah.
That nigga got everything, nigga.
Yeah. That's all I get in the mail.
Face.
That's all I get in the mail now. Everything else digital. Only thing I get in the mail is like, sorry, somebody else got your info. I get one of those in the mail every week. They gonna send me a check for $18. Like $18. What? Oh, you get a free. What's that called? We gonna watch your. We gonna monitor your life for a year for free because we don't know what they finna do. They finna run up your credit. They finna smash your passport. Every week I get a letter in the mail. That's all I
They're
get.
like, I'm sorry, James.
I'm sorry. You might want to change your passwords, my guy. That's all I ever get in the mail. Every week.
Hey, that's why I told wifey like, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and spit in this little situation right here and mail it off and see and see what come back for me. Because like I said, I'm missing the whole left branch of my family tree. So like,
whole branch, fam.
Like,
nah, I mean, it's a real thing though, man. Just like I was telling y'all over the Thanksgiving break, how my wife found out that she had an aunt she didn't know about, because they did the same thing. Ancestry, and it said it was a match, and then it told them, just like you said, Bookie, it told her like you could have some siblings that you ain't you don't know about, essentially. And then, she reached out, and sure enough, nigga, and it was because of how everybody had registered in the family. How she registered, how her brother had registered, of who they people were, it connected them. They just didn't know that they had,
Yeah, Robert too. Remember Robert from our men's group, Jay? Robert from our men's group sat next to you most of the time.
Robert,
engineer dude. That was his
yeah.
wife. Remember I was telling you I was DJing for his wife, and his wife introduced his sister to the whole her sister to the whole family from one of them. Remember that? That was his wife.
That was his wife's people.
Crazy. Wow. 70 years old, finding out you got other family. Yeah, me and Bookie can't be too far from that.
What if that happened to y'all? What if like you find out like 10 years from now you had a sibling? Y'all gonna go kick it hard? They're gonna try to catch up.
I'm gonna try to catch up. What if they on something else though? You be like,
yeah. It all depends on what they on, dog. Yeah.
What if they on something else, man? What if they part of one of them cell groups and they out here trying to take over the nation?
Y'all gonna meet up one time at one time. Oh, that's gonna be the only time you see him. Like, wow.
And then you end up on the FBI watch list.
Everybody he know got to be talked to now. Everybody he know, he one of them militia groups that Jay was hanging out with in Michigan. Remember them? They got a gang of militia groups that be practicing in the woods and stuff.
They be like, "Oh, you was in Dearborn, Michigan.
You was in Dearborn, right?" Yeah. Now you on the list. That's
man.
funny. They could be on something else, bro. You don't know.
You never know, James. You ain't lying. You be like, man, I wish I would have never known.
Yeah, I got a cousin in the FBI. He act totally different than the rest of us, man. It didn't matter what we was doing when he was out here. It was a funeral or something. It didn't matter what he was doing when we was out here. He was on point. He was looking around, checking the perimeters. You could tell he was always checking perimeters, checking stuff. He talked different than us. Dudes in the FBI, I'm like, this is different. This is so different.
Hey, because they live in real life, dog. We live in this like make believe life that we think is real.
It's sweet. It's all sweet.
You like, man, this is madness. What's really going on around?
He know all the. Remember the joint that happened in, shout out to New Orleans, man. All the stuff that went down in New Orleans, like, that's terrible. But you know how many of them joints don't happen because of their intel.
Yeah.
That's what my cousin walking around with. Like, nah, you don't know how many times this was supposed to happen. You don't know how many times they tried to get 2 more of these off at the forum or whatever.
Yeah.
They got to walk around with that. How you put that down? It can't be easy. I don't know nothing about that, Jay. You're right.
Yeah, because it's cracking out here in LA. You know they trying to blow up some stuff in LA, trying to do some kind of terrorist attack.
They not gonna tell us, especially the ones that never really get off the ground. They like when they don't need to bringing that up. Don't bring that up.
What you don't know won't hurt you.
Yeah. You said we walking around here like it's all sweet. That's true. I'm just walking around.
Yeah.
Holding hands and caked up with my girl, and it's danger in every direction.
Like you were just in that spot, like they was about to blow that joint up like 15 hours ago. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And this is somebody got a hold to somebody living in they did squatted in somebody's crib. You know
yeah, they done broke into somebody's phone illegally and caught that joint, and they don't care. They not gonna tell you, yeah, I broke into their phone, and we finna catch them anyway. We'll talk. We'll answer questions later. Yeah, I was listening to your conversations illegally because I knew you was on to something. I'll explain that later. That's probably what it is. That's why they can't tell us about half of the stuff because how they found out.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Jay, 4 of these apps is the government. They just we done gave our lives away to the government like 4 different apps. You know it.
That Patriot Act.
That small print.
Patriot Act.
Scrolling up all that little. Yeah. Agree. All that. Yeah. Agree. We gonna be reading. Like,
hey, what your boy do with TikTok, Bookie? We good with TikTok? It's gonna be around, or what happened? The first came and went.
Yeah, because I heard he pushed it back, but some people in Congress still trying to ban it, but he trying to fight him with it. I guess
y'all know
we need to just regulate it a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
It don't belong to us. How you gonna regulate it?
But I'm saying like it's still coming to the country, so you can say you can ban certain parts of it. Because even in China, they don't even allow certain things to appear on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? And they just like, yeah, send it all over to America, let them watch that. But y'all not allowed to watch that over here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the same thing as doing like just same thing like porn. You're not allowed to watch porn. Ban porn on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just find a way to get around it. But I think that's the best thing to do.
I think America know what they can do with their apps. That's why they're like, nah, you can't leave this one. We know what we doing.
Yeah.
Ain't no telling what China doing with theirs. We know what we doing with ours.
It's too much money to be made on TikTok.
Yeah. But I mean the intel that they collecting to keep people from blowing up, like what they was trying to blow up stuff in New Orleans too, right? They didn't just I know one dude ran over a gang of people. And then something happened in another spot. It wasn't just New Orleans, right? It was another location. Something else happened. They was trying to say they was connected. Anyway, bruh, they probably getting intel to stop all kind of stuff.
So they had that cyber truck attack in front of.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah,
they had what?
They blew up a cyber truck in front of what?
Trump Towers.
Yeah, in Vegas.
Yeah. And then the dude was supposed to be some kind of like military like bomb specialist and all that, and supposedly shot himself in the head and blew up the. It was a little fishy.
Hey man, that sounds wild, bruh.
The dude in the truck shot
Yeah,
himself and blew himself up.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just, I don't,
It
man,
was
I
How
don't
you
a
do
know.
both of those?
little fishy, dog. I don't know, but it had Hillary Clinton vibes. Like we say, old boy shot himself in the head, back of the head 5 times, and jumped out the building, jumped off the store. He committed suicide.
Why?
After
But
he
he
said
talking about Trump Tower though, Jay. You picked that up. He talking about Clinton blew up a truck in front of Trump Tower. She's still mad. She's
she got,
still
hey,
hot.
she got the American Medal of Freedom honor or something this week.
Did she?
Biden gave it to her.
Man, Dougie Fresh probably got that too, bro. They were just handing them joints out. Everybody got
Look,
that joint.
he gave it
You
to
said
her
Dougie
and
Fresh
George
got
Floyd.
one.
What you say, Jay?
You said Dougie Fresh got one.
Everybody got one of them joints, man. They just giving them out. What are you doing? He's just doing whatever on his way out. When is he over with? When is he done, bro? I don't like he's scorched earth right now.
Man, he just doing it. He going around just stamping bills and stuff like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Like,
take
what?
that 45.
Like,
Yeah, man, he wilding. That man been wilding since your girl took over, man. Since Kamala pushed him out the chair, he been wilding ever since.
Yeah, I thought Kamala was president now.
Yeah, that's wild. Hey, what you make your old boy ain't want to shake her hand?
Man,
the senator husband.
Who? That's foul, bro. Who was that? What's
that
foul. Serious? What's
that? What happened?
It was she was shaking hands with a female senator, I think, and the
from
husband
Nebraska.
was there too, right?
Yeah.
So she was swearing her in.
Okay.
And then so she from Nebraska, the senator of Nebraska, she won.
Yeah.
Swearing her in, pleasantry, shake hands and congratulations. Went to shake the husband hand. The husband like put his head down and be like, oh, thank you. Kind of deal. What? Didn't look at her the whole time. Wouldn't shake her hand or nothing like that. Because at first they was like, oh, slide over, scoot over, and Harris looked at him like, I don't bite. You can slide over. She made that comment like, I don't bite. You can slide over. And so when she grabbed the Bible, put the hand on whatever, did the pleasantries with the old girl, went to shake old boy hand, and he just like didn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, cool.
Like
on
that's mad.
Cool
I don't care what kind of beef you got. That's mad disrespectful. Yeah. And then now you didn't took the whole moment away from your wife. You know what I'm saying? Like your wife is getting sworn in as a senator. Now
Does
every time somebody,
Does the VP swearing everybody? I know they lead Congress, right? Yeah. Do they swear in all the new senators and whatnot?
Yeah. So she was swearing them in.
Okay.
And so but now every time you look back, it's gonna be him not shaking her hand instead of the wife getting, you know what I'm saying, honored. So I'm like, you took the whole moment from your wife, off some dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nothing that serious too. What in politics is that? Like, it's a few things. Like, if it's a terrible war, if you done started a terrible war with my country or my ally, okay, I think it was 1 or 2 times Obama didn't want to shake Putin's hand. But those are rare. Those are super rare. You got to be sworn enemies to be on that in public.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, but then the cold part is later on, they made Kamala. She had to do the presidential. The winner of the presidential race goes to Donald Trump with 300 and some votes, and she had to do that, dog, in front of everybody.
Yeah,
that's a stab at all. Bro, it would have took everything out of me to do that, bro. Like,
you the head of Congress, you ratify the vote, right?
Yeah,
you ratify the vote. That's
and
what you do. That's what Pence had to do.
She had to announce her own self. Kamala Harris from California, 212 votes. Like, I was like, oh man, that is. You just had to announce yourself the loser in front of everybody, bro.
Yeah, that's how you play the game. That's how you play the game, man. Playing for keeps. She playing with big boys. She up for it though. She don't care.
I would have called out sick that day. I've been like, I'm like, I can't come in. I can't come in, man.
If Pence didn't call out sick when they was outside trying to break the doors down to get that boy, you can't never call out sick on that day.
I'm calling out sick, nigga. Like,
they had to rush him out of there while people was getting shot a couple feet away, bro. They had to rush that man out of. That was January 6th, yo. Do y'all remember that? That was crazy. Man. That was crazy.
Well, it's a lot of stuff coming out on that too. It was like, man, they had FBI people in the crowd, all kind of stuff coming out on it, bro. Like, it's all bad.
It's bad. They said like 4 or 5 of them was supposed to be there. The other 15 wasn't supposed to be doing nothing. They wasn't supposed to be agitating nobody. I'm like, this Bookie, I know Bookie all into this.
Oh, it was
because it reminds you how they did the Black Panthers. Because the Black Panthers get this bad rap. You know, I be wearing my Black Panther shirt to church sometimes. And they always look at me sideways like, bro, why you got that Black Panther shirt on? I be like, have you ever really looked into what the Black Panthers were about? The Black Panthers was not necessarily a Christian organization, but they were doing a lot of stuff the church should have been doing. They were feeding kids. They was like, oh, but they had guns. I was like, do you know why they had guns?
Exactly.
They had guns because Black people was getting shot for no reason. You know how that? You know how normal that sounds today? Well, they was 50 years ahead of that. They was telling y'all a long time ago that we getting shot in these back alleys before we even get to court. We can't even get to court to get a fair trial. This is Black Panthers 50-something. I'm probably messing that up. 50, 60 years ago, they was on that. Like, yo, we got to protect our brothers from the cops. That's why we got these guns.
That's where the Women, Infant, and Children program came from, WIC. WIC came from the Black Panther Party. That's where they got it from.
WIC is a replacement of the Black Panther Party's movement to take their influence away. Am I right?
Yeah.
The government set up. Yeah. The government set up a program to say we got to get these Negroes out from under this. Let's set this up so they don't have this kind of pull with the community no more. Because that was the only, like that was, you had to you had to undermine them. Did y'all see the movie where they killed Fred Hampton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had Lakeith Stanfield was the snitch, I believe.
Yeah.
He was, and that kind of stuff they said was happening all the time, man. I know that was probably the Chicago version, but the Oakland version ain't much different, I don't think.
It was different. Now I think that your boy was on the payroll. Al Sharpton was on the fans payroll the whole time. Like, and he the boy won't deny it. Like, you was a confidential informant the whole time. You standing next to King, doing all this stuff, and going back telling them everything.
Like, was Sharpton standing next to King? You talking about Jesse Jackson?
Yeah, both of them. Both of them was doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, both of them was doing the civil rights movement. Your boy was a confidential informant the whole time. They said Jess was working with him.
Yeah, but when I hear stuff like that, man, when you talk about January 6th, it wasn't just what it looked like; it was more to it. I'm like, dang, see, this is why I can't throw away conspiracy theories as much as I want to. Like, y'all wilding when the truth, it's only a conspiracy until the evidence come out. Then you like, here we go. Now we got to dig. Now we gonna Dick Gregory every headline for like 6 more months.
Man, I got a thing where, man, I'll be watching these TV shows like Scandal and all these other shows like that, SEAL Team and all that. I'll be like, man, they telling you the truth. They House of Cards, all that. They telling you the truth. They just throwing it to you and making you think that it's fiction, bro. They telling you the truth. This is really how the game is played, and I believe it, bro. Honestly.
That boy said he watched Scandal and he's figured it all out.
Man, House of Cards, Scandal, Billions. You watch Billions, dog, the way the stock market is manipulated, you like. Because I never forget, man, they did this thing on Billions where, like, all of a sudden, like, all the chickens died. You like, what? And then, the price of, like, eggs is skyrocketing. It was like, all of a sudden, then like the cows died. They was like, nigga, what's going on? Why like all the animals is dying? And then people was putting out products for them. Like, come on, man. And then you turn around 2024, same thing happening in real life. You're like, man, that was an episode of Billions, dog, that just happened on. I believe it, bro.
And Jay, I gotta shoot.
But we see it in the robots and stuff from the movies back then. You be like, oh, that's fiction. Now you got robot maids and niggas living with robots as girlfriends. Like, this is like Total Recall type stuff, bro.
Yeah, it's big. Hey, Jay, I gotta shoot you a video. They got a video this dude that was checking on the good supermarket meats, like the supermarkets that have the best butchery. And he was like, red flag number 1. If they ain't got no butcher on site, it ain't right. If they don't have a butcher in that restaurant or in that grocery store, like stay away from they meat section. Because it had to come from somewhere else. Ain't nobody back there with a knife. It had to come from somewhere else. And how long has it been in the truck? And where was that place at? And what was they doing? You know what I mean? Like you go to Stater Brothers, like that's obviously one of the top joints in Cali. Stater Brothers, it was like butcher back there, top notch, all certified. You know it's legit. You go to Costco, it's kind of legit, but ain't nobody back there with a knife. So you just getting whatever they got. And they got a good reputation, but
yeah, you just saying it get cut up somewhere else.
Yeah, they was crushing Walmart. You already know Walmart probably getting whatever's barely legal, FDA barely approved. We'll take it. It's gonna be $4 cheaper than everything else. Man, I was in there buying some chicken with wifey. Wifey's like, "Nah, we get this free range chicken that been, living luxury." I'm like, "It's $9 a pound. Like, we can't get the healthy chicken. We really go get this regular chicken. This regular chicken. We get this regular chicken.
Gates.
We need some of that Bill Gates, boy. We can't get this happy chicken. This happy chicken is $9 a pound, fam. We not doing
we gotta go get some of that Gates.
We gotta go to Walmart and get some of that chicken that just barely made the cut. Hey, C's pass. You got a C. That chicken got a C at Walmart, but that C is passing.
It's passing. That's a passing grade.
Like, man, it was like triple the price at Sprouts. I'm like, Sprouts ain't getting all my money right now, but I'll get there.
Yeah, it's all bad, bro. Yeah. Well, I had a good experience this weekend. My baby girl got baptized.
That's dope.
On Sunday, so I was happy father moment, proud,
of course,
mommy daddy moment. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
It was I like the way they did it. So they had all the kids do like not all the kids, but whoever got baptized.
Yeah.
They did a video, like a testimony of like why you want to be saved, what made you decide to you know what I'm saying, get saved and want to be baptized and all that.
Yeah.
It was some great videos.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was a good experience.
That's dope.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Did you have conversations with her about like, all right, this for real? You doing this because of your friends? Did y'all ever sit down and be like, okay, where this coming from? Let's make sure this ain't just let's make sure this is legit.
Yeah. So her and my wife had a talk. No, I'm always at work somewhere. They had a talk, and then when they told me, then they went through a new believers class first. You know what I'm saying? So they went through a new believers class first, and it wasn't nothing like we pushing you to do this. Like, no, you go ahead. You show us this is what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you gonna get up and you gonna say, "Oh, it's a new believers class today," or "I'm gonna go to the new believers class." Dad, can you drop me off? You know what I'm saying? Kind of deal. It's like, "Oh no, get up, you got to go to the new believers class." Nah, you 15 now. You know what I'm saying?
It's yours.
Yeah, this is you.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how it went. And I'm gonna talk to her later on. Actually, this week. About a little follow up, different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you got to realize, like, like it took us a long time to understand that, like, we ain't perfect, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have ups and downs and falls and get back up, and you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And we learning as we going. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just and it's moments that you feel like, like heaven feel like iron. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, are you there? You know what I'm saying? And you just got to be able to press through that. You know what I'm saying? And just little talks like that.
Yeah.
How new believers is.
No, that's dope though.
That's dope.
That's what we want for our kids. I believe. You a believer. I think one of the greatest joys of parenting as a believer is seeing your children come to faith. So, and then like you say, Bookie, do it on their own. Like I enjoyed that as something Lisa showed me since she's been out here. her expectation is still to go to church. And then, it was easy for me to say back in Cali, like, oh yeah, she want to go, make sure she get up and go because her friends, and stuff in there. So of course, her social circle is there. You think that's motivating it, but it's just been, a part of her life and growing up. And I'm glad she still gets excited about going and has zero friends out here. But just know that it's a part of her life or whatever. And she's, Professor Millie, she needs to be baptized. And we actually was trying to schedule her baptism before she left, but it just didn't work out. So we probably gonna do it. Strange enough, James, one time when we were in town, we're gonna do it. Me and T, I'm gonna figure that out so she could do it there because the men there. Most definitely we feel poured into it. But her and I, we saw this at Mason's church. But her and I, we think we want to be there as well and be in the pool with her as well during baptism.
Nice,
because it's something that I saw Mason promoting at his church that the parents would be there too in the water with the children as well. And I thought that was dope. I was like, yeah, man, that's a cool little tradition.
Yeah. The vibe that they had was dope too, Jay, to have Elise do her testimonial on video so she don't have to be all nervous talking in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
That's big. I picked up on that.
Yeah, because that was holding up her crew. I'm always talking to Elise and them. That was holding up a lot of the crew. My daughter and all their crew was like, man, I want to get baptized. I don't want to be up there talking in front of everybody. I don't want to do a
presentation.
No. So I think our elders stopped that. They stopped asking everybody to get up there and read something important. But I'm gonna recommend they do what John and Robin was doing. Bookie, hey, get a video up. That'll help us get our video wall that I've been trying to get them to buy because our video screen is in the way of the baptism pool. I'm like, it wouldn't be in the way of them big old screens that we could slide to the side. Let's get them screens, and then everybody can play their video, get baptized, and it'll be dope. So hopefully we'll break bread and do that.
Yeah.
But that's a dope angle to tell your testimony on video. You don't have to. You can stop and you can mess up and you can be like, try to do that part again. I messed up. You can't do that in front of everybody with the mic right there. You be just trembling with your little paper in front of you. I seen people just super nervous. All that public performance stuff sometimes get in the way of something that's important, man.
Yeah, it can be executed, and with the advancement of technology like it is, that's an easy thing to do. Like
it's an easy fix. And then they can think through, like, okay, here's what happened. Then this happened. Then this happened. Senior year in high school, whatever, I started to get serious. And then they could tell a story without leaving stuff out or, getting choked up. Sometimes they get choked up. You can't even hear what they say. They start crying.
You're like, go on, baptize that baby. Just go on. Just go on, right?
I heard of some really dope conversation, though. Bookie, I heard it was a lot of tears shed with some of the testimonies, man. Like, no dry eyes.
Yeah. They were the people that were getting baptized. We had, I think, 3 people from Revelation come over too.
Yeah.
And got baptized. So there was some real emotional situations, and I mean, it felt real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, my wife was there. She said it was fire. She said she enjoyed it.
Yeah, so that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what's been up, man? What's been up in the news? You heard Kirk Franklin over there apologizing, James. You want to talk about that again?
Man, Kirk Franklin, one of my heroes, man. Like when I think back to so many memories, they surrounded by Kirk Franklin music. That old classic Kirk Franklin music is the soundtrack to a lot of my family's life. We was either singing it, dancing to it, or listening to it in all these different moments. Like these are big parts of my life. So when I see Kirk doing these wild things sometimes, I'm like, that's my guy. But we watching him grow in front of us. You know what I mean? Same thing we would say about Lecrae or somebody like that. Like, okay, we all making these dumb mistakes, but these dudes who I consider heroes of mine, they seem to make a lot of them in front of us, right? Obviously, because they always in the spotlight. So Kirk is known for doing these real energetic performances, dope concerts. He come out, get the crowd hype. Do you want a revelation? He doing the James Brown shimmy, and he got these dope performances, right? But it was a couple times he was doing like the pelvic thrust, and the song was like "Help Me Through the Trial, Lord" song, and he's still doing the same James Brown shimmies and the pelvic thrust, and I'm like, Kirk, this don't fit right here. What is you doing, man? Everybody was dragging him on the internet, and then they was getting on him about his clothes because his clothes be super tight. They was like, Kirk, come on, man, like tone it down a little bit. And he finally, shout out to him. He finally was like, all right, y'all, I'm sorry. I may be going a little bit too far with the way I dance and the way I dress, but I don't mean no harm. It's always good to see cats come around and be like, all right, I see what y'all saying. I don't mean no harm though. But Kirk
What,
been
he in
on
Jamaica
one.
or somewhere?
Yeah, that's what that's the part I seen when he
Yeah,
was
I think he was
apologizing
in
for his
Jamaica.
Jamaica
Yeah.
performance and the
What
outfit
did he
choice.
do? I don't know what he did in Jamaica. He been wild in the past year
They
though.
was
Ever
just he was
since
just talking his like seemingly his outfit choice and
ever since he met his daddy, boy, he been on something else. I ain't gonna lie.
Ever since he met his daddy. Oh my God.
He been on something else since Father's Day, man. Like he just been free. He been real free since he met his pops and stopped talking to his auntie. Like he been real free since he let his auntie go.
Yeah.
We need a part 2 to that.
Man.
The Kirk Franklin show, part 2.
Part 2 gonna be on Ayanla or something, bro. It's a lot that need to be fixed in that
That
part
nigga
2.
said part 2 gonna be on a Yana. What's her name?
Yeah, fix my life. That's what it's
Fix
called.
my life.
Fix my life. Like, break. This is a mess. But yeah, no, that's one of my heroes, man. But he always seemed to go every 2.5 years. He do something that's like, all right, man, we can't defend that, Kirk. And he was getting so out of control. They were starting to call him Perk Franklin. Like he was off them Percocets. They started calling him Perk Franklin. I was dying.
Franklin.
Perk Franklin just be extra for no reason sometimes. And we was all dying, like, like Bookie, like Linda, and then we all used to sing all these songs all the time. So Linda and then we was busting up the other day, like, why is Kirk Franklin doing the shimmy to Hold Me Now? This is a slow song. Why are you still doing the James Brown shimmy? This is a song we play at funerals, bro. What are you doing? This song is slow, and you still doing the same little hip thrust and all of this gyrating. Like, this ain't the song for that, Kirk. Like, read the room, man. These songs is a part of our lives. We done have many weddings, many funerals to these songs, and you doing the James Brown shimmy. This ain't the song for that, dog.
Yeah, I did see that, and I knew people was gonna eat him up for that. I didn't know it was just particularly that though. But yeah, I mean, whatever. Every few years Kirk has to do that. So
yeah, he always good to be like, yeah, my fault, y'all, my fault. Every 3 years he let us know I'm still saved. I'm trying to figure this all out, just like everybody else. I get a little beside myself.
He can still move though. Oh, he
Hey,
can still
the
move.
boy in shape. He in great shape. And his concerts
shape.
be over the top. I ain't never heard nobody come back from a Kirk concert and be like, it was all right. I ain't never heard nobody say that. Your boy gives it up like Beyonce the whole time.
I went to one of his God Property concerts back in the day. That joint was fire.
See?
Fire.
So that's our guy, but every now and then he like sit down and be like, all right, y'all, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go that far. So we'll see. Somebody was mad he had his arms out. I'm like, okay, now y'all tripping. I mean,
Say playing with a rabbit foot? What you got?
Yeah,
you got a rabbit foot?
it's like one of the mic covers. I was trying to figure it out, but
it sounds good if you own it.
Yeah, but it's all right. It sounds better like this. I could tell in like the headphones. Anyway. So
you know who else been growing that I'm really proud of. He ain't gonna care, but Ruslan, man.
Why you think I'm not a hater? But go ahead.
Hey, Ruslan did a tour of a mega church in Southern California, like in San Diego, North Coast San Diego, I think is the name of the church.
Yeah.
And this joint is so dope, man. Just going through and letting you see the behind the scenes, talking to a pastor of a mega church and seeing that it ain't all just the crazy stuff that you assume that it is because they got a $30 million budget. It's like, here's how we actually do life. And a lot of the stuff that they talk for like an hour and a half. I watched that joint. It was really dope. And
I
I mean,
watched half
Ruslan
of
caught
it.
a lot of heat. What you say?
No, I said I watched half of it. That joint dope.
It's dope, man.
That
It's
Yeah.
North
dope.
Coast Church.
Yeah.
Man, that
Yeah.
joint, that joint is dope.
I was feeling listening to the pastor, so he was only
Uh,
one of the teaching pastors, but he was the pastor that had the real vision of what it was all
but
about.
did you pick you peeped though? He was like, how did you feel when he was like, don't call me a pastor because I'm not a pastor. I'm a teacher. He was like, your
Yeah,
small
some
group,
teaching
your small
vessel
group.
or something like
Yeah.
that.
He was like, your small groups are your pastors. I'm not your pastor.
Yeah,
How
I
do you
was
feel?
feeling I was
How did you
feeling
feel about
so
that?
much of that. How you feel about that? You was feeling that or no?
And I was asking you how you feel about that.
I love that because I already feel like the main thing that he said was like this is a setup on the weekend is the setup for the small group life you're gonna have the rest of the week. And that's always been to me the blueprint for church. The weekend is important, but the other 6.5 days is where the real life is lived out. I've always believed that, and I've always been a part of that. So
Yeah.
I may not make Sunday as special as some people might think it needs to be, and I love that. So, but the pastor thing is different, right? The pastor thing is like, hey, your pastors are the ones that you with the other 6.5 days. The people you meet with for Bible study, people that you call when somebody passes away, the people that you call when you and your daughter fighting. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like that's your real pastor. I'm the vision guy. He was like, I'm the vision guy over all of this, keeping all these wheels spinning, keep all these plates spinning. I thought it was dope, man. It was only a couple things that I heard was like, come on. I'm like,
Like
he
what?
was like, there's roles that some people can have that you don't necessarily have to be a believer to be a
Oh
part of.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, whoa.
I was going
Wait
to
a
ask you
minute.
about that part too. I was going to ask you about that.
What
Wait a
did you
minute.
think?
Yeah, because
What?
he was like, you could play a role but not be leadership in that role, but you can serve
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying. You can serve but not be a leader. I was like, but kind of in the church it goes kind of both ways though. You know what I'm saying?
How? What? So name some roles where that might fit though.
Yeah.
Like just to
What's that?
be. There's a couple. We know he ain't talking about pastor or teacher, so he
Yeah.
might be talking about other secondary roles that keep a church moving. What you think? Like custodian wouldn't need to be saved, right? You just clean up. You don't
I
need
don't,
to be saved.
but I don't think he was. I think he was talking about within the ministry though, because Ruslan asked him about like being in the choir. He was like, we
Yeah.
know that the LBG community they can sing. You know what I'm saying? That's what Ruslan said. You know what I'm saying? And then
Like,
he was
man,
asking
why
how
you
you
gonna
feel
say
about
something like that,
That
bruh?
was
that.
funny. That was funny.
So that's
Kind
what
of wild,
Ruslan
but all
said.
right.
And
That was wild too.
then so he was like, so how would you handle that? And then he was like, well, it's roles they can play. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he was. That's why I didn't take it as like he talking about a custodian. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't say, oh, that's a role you can play from that conversation.
What about the musician? You think the drummer need to be saved to play the drums? Does that
Well,
matter?
I think to some people it would, but does it overall? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
that's a good question.
I don't know. Some of them roles, like they had a coffee shop. You don't have to be saved. Like I would probably deliberately hire an unbeliever to run that coffee shop. Like, boy, you keep coming here every week. You go mess around. It's gonna get on you.
But see, those are roles that I wouldn't consider. Like the coffee shop, I put in the same as the custodian. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a ministry role. That's at that point, that's a business.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? He running a
And that
business.
was the thing. That's what I was getting a lot of, is a lot of business side of it. And I understand, something that size would need that kind of functionality, but some of that, I can't help, but it just gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like, it's nothing wrong with Christians owning businesses. It's just I think we run in problems when we try to merge the two. That could be it.
So like if you got I'm quite sure they probably got like a daycare on campus. So
Pretty
Hmm.
would you let
sure.
a homosexual run a daycare
Yeah.
with the kids on there
Yeah,
for the
absolutely.
church? I don't know. I think I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it.
What are you talking about? You talking about a believer or not a believer?
No,
He said a non-believing homosexual running the
running the daycare on the church campus.
Like you wouldn't be okay. I get you.
If they're members and they still, had that pass.
No, we're talking about active homosexual. We're not talking about Jackie Hill. None of that. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about Jackie. We're talking about giving. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we're talking about.
That's terrible. Hey, first of all,
Lord have mercy.
Don't think that your orientation changes whether or not you're prone to touch somebody's little kid. The heteros have the lock. We have a lock on predatory practices to the kids.
I'm not talking about being a predator. I'm not talking about that.
Well, why are you talking about this nursery then?
Because I'm saying because that's a place of influence. A child care, a daycare running on the church campus, and you got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That, you know what I'm saying? That's a place of influence.
Well, I don't even know how long that they could be members. So he talked about that later on. If you didn't hear that part, he talked about that, and the dude said that there was a couple that tried to join the ministry, and he was like, our ministry leaders are pretty much role models of what it means to serve Christ. Y'all not there yet, so y'all can hang around. Like we should have a bunch of mess like this going on. So I enjoyed that part, that it's messy like that, because that means we attracting people that ain't all there and they trying to get there. You know what I mean? So it's dope that they would be in the service. He said it was one lady pointed out this couple, they was hugged up and caked up, and she pointed out the couple like, they ain't supposed to be here. I know they ain't supposed to be here. And he was like, where they supposed to be if they not
sitting
here?
but that's my thing. Sitting in a pew is different. Even if you want to drop, even if you got two guys who adopted a child and want to drop them off at the daycare, that's fine. But the two dudes ain't running the daycare on the church campus. That's my point. You know
well, most churches only let members do stuff like that, and membership is contingent upon being a somewhat
believer.
Healthy. It's not just a believer, but somewhat healthy lifestyle. Like an example, like most of our leadership roles, most churches would hopefully say you need to be an example. And if anybody finds James not being an example, we need to get him off of whatever leadership roles he got. You know what I mean? But hopefully my wife or somebody's gonna be like, this dude not no example. He shouldn't be running nothing.
Yeah,
and then that's it.
I think that's the question Ruslan was asking.
Yeah, because mega churches are known for letting people do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why he asked great questions. Like Ruslan killed that interview. He asked amazing questions, man. And I'm really proud of him too, because it was some stuff that he had to say, yeah, I need to get off of that. And he admitted to it, and it's dope to see people do that. So when he came up with like this conversation with his mega church pastor, he hit them with some hard questions, man. Like, what would you do if somebody was on staff, on salary, and they disqualified themselves? Do you give them severance pay? What do? Do they still be members of the church? Or do they get kicked out and they get fired and kicked out the church? And the pastor was dope with that. You get fired, but he was like, I hope you don't leave the church.
Yeah, you don't leave the church. I hope you don't leave the church, but you get fired. Even that's on just outside of the church. That's even when you're dealing with religious schools and religious just organizations, period. You have a what they call it, like
code
a moral clause, code of ethics that you got to follow.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, that joint seemed hard to enforce with that many people, but the way they had it broken down with life groups, they was like, everything is about the life groups. So whoever's over your little small group, that's who will be policing some of that stuff. He said he had to fire people, and he asked them to stay at the church. Like, you're not going to be on staff no more, but all your friends and family are here, and your kids' circle is here. Like, stay.
Yeah.
I don't know how easy that would be, but he was like, stay. Like, we want to restore you. Just because you disqualified don't mean we don't care nothing about the rest of your life. Stay and get right.
Yeah.
So he never really said whether that happened.
Don't the Bible say kick them out and don't do nothing else with them?
It depends on the state of that person. If they're like in a rebellious state, it's like, yeah.
I think it was talking about somebody sleeping with their stepmom, dog. That was a little different. It was.
This is in the New Testament. I ain't talking about the Old Testament. I thought
No, we talking about the New Testament. That was a New Testament issue.
Yeah, that dude was wilding.
The boy made the Bible. He was wilding.
Your boy made the Bible.
Your boy made the Bible.
Hey,
it is
it's
not
funny
easy.
though. He like, hey, this nigga made the Bible, dog. You know how hard you got to be tripping to make the Bible? Like, oh, this nigga example for the world.
Hey, you going down in history, son. Your story will forever be told.
Oh,
that nigga is an example of for all times. Yeah, he was wilding so hard. You became the example of all times.
It's like him and Judas.
Him and Judas.
Him and Judas got the Hall of Fame.
Nigga, you ain't never met nobody named Judas. Your name is bad luck, my nigga. For all times, that nigga's name is bad luck, nigga.
Like, what's your name? Oh, my name Judas. Like, what?
What about the Judases that was alive, like after Jesus got crucified?
I know they was mad. Just like the Karens are right now, nigga. real ladies named Karen, nigga. They already like that.
I'm not like that.
Man, that is funny. Oh,
hey, I think the scriptures had to keep saying it too, because there was another Judas in the clique. And he was like, yeah, Judas went over there with not the betrayer, not him.
Yeah,
Judas went over there with Luke and them, not the betrayer, not as scary. That was funny. He said he made the Bible.
Made the Bible.
But yeah, you're supposed to, it's like anything else corrective. I don't want to get rid of you. I want you to come clean.
Yeah.
And that's what the pastor said. He's like, I'm not trying to get rid of you. You just got to come clean. Yeah, we can move on, but it look a certain way.
Yeah.
Paul told them, like, I already made a decision. I don't need to know nothing else. Put that one out. Put him out. I don't need to hear nothing else about that one. Put him out.
So wild and loose. I was like, nah, he ain't ready to calm down.
That's funny.
Hey, what about when you said that? What about your boy that was trying to pay to get miracles done? Remember he was saying like, nigga, I pay for that.
Oh, me. On some level, I can't be mad at that.
Simon the Magician.
Yeah. On some level, I cannot be upset.
Let me pay for that magic you got.
Hey,
cause nigga, I seen what I seen.
That's a dope trick right there. I need that right there. That was hard. He was like, that was hard.
That boy was like, nigga, that was hard. I know what I just said.
Like, you gotta tell me, you gotta show me that one.
Oh, you gotta show me. I'm paying. You take my whole bag, cause I'm a triple that after this. After I learned that, I'm gonna triple this bag.
Your boy was headed for Vegas. Like, oh yeah, I can use this. We're taking this on the road.
As soon as I learned that, nigga, it's a wrap.
Simon the Magician, man. He was like, I can't do that one. I ain't never been able to. Oh, you gotta show me that one right there.
That boy knew he was gonna get that residency. He was like, heck yeah, nigga. I'm gonna be in the OG Caesar Palace, nigga, for real. The OG
one. That man made the Bible. Like, oh my god.
Yep.
Simon the Magician, right? That's funny. The Bible's hilarious, man.
Yep.
Hey man, have you ever? I was watching this show that was set in the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
And they was going all the Colosseum, all the gladiators and all that.
Yeah.
I was like, man, these some evil, wicked people, dog. Like, these Romans, like, bruh, like, man, they was unhinged, dog.
Nigga want to sit around and watch a nigga get mauled by an animal, nigga. Just for sport, nigga.
But like a little frail dude, Jay, not the big buff dude. I'm talking about little frail Christian dude. Throw him in there. Let's see.
Man, we finna see a nigga get mauled and be hollering for his life, nigga, for sport. Like,
that's the football game.
And I'm just like, I'm just watching this joint, and the crowd is just cheering, like, nigga, yeah, thumbs down, let that nigga die. What's wrong with you, bro? Like,
Hey man, it's just like It's just like UFC, nigga. But it's like to the death. That's all, nigga.
But UFC
but look,
agreed to what they doing. They
I know.
agreed
But
to that.
look,
They not just grabbing you and kidnapping.
but look, they turned it up by nigga adding animals, nigga. We
yeah,
calmed down. We just got dudes fighting dudes, hurting themselves, maybe going unconscious is the worst. But nigga being mauled by a lion, nigga, just on me, knowing
Jay,
that you're not finna win.
everything you talking about is
You
involuntary. Nobody signed up to be in there fighting that
they was,
tiger.
man, for
UFC
real.
is agreeable and paid. We want to be here. We've been working all month to be here. Nobody
that's
did that.
jacked up.
That's jacked up.
Seeing some poor soul just be like, all right, man, he just finna be in the entertainment tonight. That nigga not finna
Man,
make it.
they had,
And it was Christians a gang of time. It was us.
Nah,
and
that's
you know,
bad.
Scammers.
the coldest line in there though, and I can see it now, where so the people, it was like a famine, and you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, they weren't getting their bread and stuff, so the people did they about to start riding, they went down to the palace riding, and then the son of the Caesar went and told
yeah.
the Caesar, like, the people riding, they got their bread, this and that. Dude was like, man, let's throw the games. We throw the games, they're gonna forget about being hungry, they're gonna get entertained. Then they threw the games, the whole crowd ran, like, oh, they heard the trumpets. Oh, it's a
Yeah.
race today. They all ran to the colors. I'm like, man, I'm like, that's how they do us, dog.
Yeah,
I just
buddy.
enjoyed some entertainment. Nigga, we forgot that bread is $12 and eggs is $20. Throw Meg the Stallion up there, dog, and we be like, yeah, let's go.
We'll be fine.
It's
Yeah,
a
dog.
wrap. We forget about
It's
it.
right.
Nah, entertainment, I believe, has most definitely been weaponized like that for us. I believe in this country, but to be fair, I believe that that's also happening in everybody's country, in everybody's government to a certain degree. Every country got their little propaganda to kind of move the crowd, but yeah, some countries I think are just better than others. That's all. And America is most definitely good at distracting our public, nigga, because they can tell you, nigga, we done found alien ships and parts and all kind of stuff. And look, nigga, none of us care right now. Right
College
now,
football playoff. Don't
everybody,
nobody want to hear
yo,
about no aliens. I
we
want to know
don't
when
care, do
the
we?
bowl game come on.
Man.
And this went
Notre
right back
Dame
to
versus
entertainment.
whoever. Yeah, I'm about to watch this football game. Okay, y'all found aliens. Good. Turn the channel back.
Like wonderful, nigga. When the next episode for Squid Games coming out, nigga? Because I'm
Exactly.
like, because I'm not really interested. So it's funny.
Hey,
It's
let me
funny.
tell you which one I got on immediately too. Speaking of Squid Games, the Mr. Beast show is hard.
Is it?
Beast Games is hard. I was locked in immediately. They was dropping dudes through the floor when they got eliminated. I'm like, yes, this is everything. It's
I'm
everything you
about to.
talk about, Bookie. It felt like some Coliseum stuff. They was slitting each other's throats, kicking their mamas off the show immediately.
Nah, the
It was
fire thing
crazy.
though. If y'all slept on it, the fire thing that's on Netflix right now is Carry On, nigga.
Carry On was hard.
Carry On is hard. I mean that
Carry
was
On
on
is
some
hard.
Die Hard, classic Die
Yes.
Hard.
That's
That
what the
that joint
TSA
is
agent
hard.
or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Nah, you gotta watch that, Bookie.
Nah.
It
All my
ain't
man
good,
wanted was a promotion, dog. That's all he wanted.
but it was dope.
That's all my man wanted.
It was dope how they was, running the whole
Mm-hmm.
game. It just kept. Well, it was one of those that just kept you interested the whole thing. Like it didn't have no dull moment. It's like once it took off, nigga, it took off, and you was just locked in type of flow. That's why I say that's what reminded me like Die Hard. Like
Yeah.
once it took off, then it was like, oh, this nigga is deep in a whole little mission he got to get out of. So
Yeah.
it was written well.
Jason Bateman, the villain,
Yeah,
Bookie, he killed that role. Like, no
yeah, he
lie.
did.
He killed that role. He had you scared. Like, oh, this dude don't care about nothing.
Yeah, I was into that, and like I said, Squid Games. That was this. I wanted to see what they were gonna do with that, and they did. So far, they doing good. How they
Part two?
continue the
Part
story.
two
Yeah,
came out already?
yeah. So it came
Yeah,
out
they say.
the day after Christmas.
Oh, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know part two came out.
Yep. So it got like 7 episodes now, but it ain't over.
You
I
deep
want
into it?
more.
Jay is cool.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. it's just like one was good, and I was like, well, what you gonna do with two? Are you gonna have like a totally different story? And it's they continued the story, but then you're gonna get brought back into another game, which is dope. But
yeah.
without
And
Hey,
telling
spoiling
you,
it, if I
do you
can't.
Beast
watch
Games is
the?
hard, yo.
Yeah, I'm
Do
gonna
you
check out
watch?
these games.
Do you watch the original version or you watch the American version?
I
Like with
can't
the
watch the American remake. I'm like them
Nigga,
savages in Rome. I want to see somebody die. I don't want to see
nah.
nobody get hit with a
I
paintball.
don't do
with a
I don't do
lengthy
no
movement is
subtitles. Yeah,
it,
I like the kung fu style. Yeah, the kung fu dubs. I watch
you don't
those.
you don't watch you don't do
I don't do the
the
subtitles.
subtitles.
Nah, I ain't sitting up there reading. That's not why I watch movies.
James,
I don't
you like
watch
the
movies to
subtitles?
read.
I hate that, man. I hate that. I hate subtitles.
Uh,
But I thought you was talking about the one that they redid that was kind of like a game show.
No, I saw
oh
that one too.
Everybody I know was like, it was cool, but nobody was getting their head blew off. So I
I
didn't
know
really
that's
want to
sad.
finish.
That's hard to see.
So sad. That's that
That's back to the
savagery you
Roman
talking about.
games. See, yep,
that's that Roman in you. That's that.
that
Yeah,
Roman games
that's what
in
I'm
you,
saying.
boy.
I'm telling you, it's terrible. It wasn't the same vibe because the stakes wasn't high enough.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's
Nah,
what Beast Game. I know. I keep plugging it. I'm saying that's
nah, I'm gonna
what
check it
Beast
out.
Games did right. Mr. Beast come out talking about I'm giving away $5 million to somebody in this room, and it start out with 1,000 people, and like one of y'all getting $5 million, and then it just gets scandalous and
Oh,
cutthroat from the.
so it's a series.
It's a series, like a game show.
I thought it was a real game show. That's why I never clicked on it. I thought it was
It's
a
a
real
real
game.
game show. It's a real game show with a bunch of episodes because they got to whittle it down from 1,000 people to one person who win the 5 million by themselves. Somebody wins 5 million by themselves.
No, I'm saying it's a TV series.
It's a game show.
Oh, it's a real game show.
Real people, real game show.
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Beast giving away millions of dollars, and they not
Wow.
playing with the games that you. It's just like Squid Games, except nobody get hurt.
Okay.
And the stakes is high because of the 5 million. You got 5 million on the table. Hey, people start switching up.
Crossing each other, I can already
It got
imagine that.
tricky in like 10 minutes into the first episode, Jake. They start crossing each other up quick.
Yeah, that sounds
It was
like
great, man.
like a setup, like the ultimatum, nigga.
It's like that, yeah.
It's a
It's
setup,
exactly.
nigga.
Did you finish the ultimatum? We see
Of
the
course I
reunion.
did.
You watched the
Of course we
reunion.
did. That was me and Key's show. Of course we did that. Just like, nigga, this is so unnecessary. Like, why
What you
would
think about
somebody?
the reunion?
It was hilarious. It was what be making me laugh is like when a person don't get chose and they coming back and then but everything is so much better now. They're so liberated and so it just gets on my nerves. Like you know what? No, you lost at the relationship game, man. And it was it's just a game, whatever. You ain't got to come back like, oh, I'm stronger. It was probably better for me anyway, whatever. And he was crying on the show because the person didn't choose you or something. Like, man,
Stop it.
that's always happening. And
How your boy Nick do? You said Nick was on curled up in
I,
the fetal position. How you do?
I already knew that they wasn't gonna get together, bruh. It was like it was so obvious. First of all, he bring his girl on the show. She low key was. It seemed like she was just offended about being on the show. Period. So how do you go from being offended of being on the show to like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just marry this person for the rest of my life? I already knew it wasn't gonna go well. Then she started acting like she was like an old boy, and then it all just led up to him not hooking up with her. But to me, it was the age difference thing, and I saw that popping off. Like I think she was like 26, and he was like damn near 40. So it's just a different state.
And in LA too. LA 26 is different. She
Very
LA
different.
LA 26 different.
She showed no signs of slowing, as they say, nigga. No
Yeah,
signs of slowing, and he like, he further down the road, ready to settle down, start the family type of deal, whatever. He in not in that mind frame. She wasn't in that mind frame.
crazy.
So yeah, so no, no. So enough of that. And also, what's been up with all of these? Which ones have y'all start with that? Which ones have y'all been listening to? All the old heads from y'all generation is dropping rap albums. All the old there's one that I've listened to. I couldn't get through all of it, but it was one of those albums I've listened to. Which one of them albums have y'all listened to from the old heads dropping?
I
James,
was
you said
listening to Red Man.
I didn't get around to that one.
I
How
was
was
listening
that?
to Redman. Yeah, it was Redman.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Redman.
Were
Yeah,
you young enough to be a fan from back in the day, Muddy Waters days though?
nah.
Were you young enough for that? I don't think you're young enough for that, Boogie.
Bookie
You
was not
probably was.
smoking enough weed to appreciate Redman.
Yeah,
Like,
That's
yeah.
that high humor stuff with the
yeah,
You know,
Redman.
out here we were. I mean, I had a cousin that was really into hip hop in Pittsburgh. So
Yeah.
East Coast dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
First of all, he had all the like the Jet Beauties of the week like taped on his wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Source magazines
I
and
got you.
Word Up magazines.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
one of them old '80s shows where you walk in the room and they got all the posters around.
yeah,
He was
yeah,
that
Yeah,
yeah.
dude. Yeah.
he was that dude walking
Yeah.
around with the headphones and a Walkman. And, you know what I'm saying? All that. You know what I'm saying? But he would play all that stuff. So that's how I got
That's how you
to
would
hear a
hear it.
lot of that old East Coast stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was into DJ Quick. You know what I'm saying? Like
That
in
was
the
like I was
'90s.
in the quick at that time.
House party
You know what I'm
music.
saying?
Boogie want to be
Yeah,
at the house party. He don't want to be at
yeah.
no sausage fest with all these
And
dudes
and then
backpacks on.
we had to sneak and listen to it because you know what I'm saying. We was
Exactly,
growing up
Bookie.
in
I
the house in
feel
the
you.
church.
For real, growing
We
up
had
in
the
church,
address
boy,
and
you got to get
everything.
that sneak listen. We was little too. We was
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, nah, man, we got it. But if you got older cousins and you got some
and
older
that's it.
family
Uh huh.
around you, boy, them tapes you found them. But
Yep.
boy, we was quiet when we was listening to them. We was
yeah,
leaning in.
And,
He said, "What?"
and the only way I got a hold to him was the penny paper. Put that penny in
Oh,
there and get the
yeah,
get
yeah,
the
yeah,
tapes.
yeah,
Ah,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
yeah. What was it called? You know what I'm talking about, James? When you pick the CDs and you mail it out and they send
Nah,
you
it
the
was
box.
Hey man, we all
the
ruined somebody
Publishing
credit with
Clearinghouse,
them joints. No, it was Columbia or something.
Columbia,
Yeah,
Columbia,
Hey,
Columbia.
them first
Publishing.
11 was a penny, but I don't know
man.
Yeah.
who paid for the next six. You had to get like 6 or 8 more, like $19 a pop. I don't know who
Yeah,
was doing all
Niggas
that.
had CDs coming to their house, bruh. Just
Hey,
like,
man.
I need to
man.
And
apologize to my mom for that now. I just thought about that. Like, I don't know.
Using our info to sign up for it.
How else was I supposed to get them joints, bro? I don't have no
Yeah.
$20 every
look,
month for the
look,
next 8
I
months.
remember
I
my
mean,
brother did that. I
look,
remember.
And he
yeah,
followed through. He got all of them. Them
Nah,
twenty
I
dollars
know.
hit.
I just remember that whole program was so popular nigga, in the 80s. It was late 80s.
TV
That was
Guide. The joint was in TV Guide color,
my
everybody had
glossy.
yeah, my uncle was
that.
locked up and he had like 2 boxes coming to the house that I put in his name.
That
so,
nigga had
so,
CDs he
so,
knew nothing
hey,
about.
look, so my mama see it like, what, Ron? What you got a package here? Oh
You
yeah,
like
it's Uncle Ron
CDs,
package.
Baba?
He them in CDs.
Let me CDs. Wow.
Yeah, man.
I remember
Sitting
one
up for
Christmas.
hours trying to pick out them 6 CDs, man. You had the whole thing open for hours,
Yeah,
just like, man,
Nah,
I'm
I
gonna
checked
get
out
this
the
right
one I
here.
listened to is I listened to that Dr. Dre and Snoop. I couldn't get through it. It was like, nah, this is too ignorant.
Missionary. It's called Missionary.
Yeah, I was like, this too ignorant. I can't do it. Snoop was doing a good job though on some of the stuff that I heard as far as flow and just bringing like feeling like he's stepping his game up and not just saying whatever on the mic. Snoop do a lot of that because he's just a character and he can get away with that, and he does. But there's like when he gets with Dre, he does seemingly try to step it up,
Yeah,
and so I heard some of that. But it's just like what's so funny is getting old, boy. It's like certain subject matter just don't do it because it just
yeah,
sounds
that's
so
that's
wild
my
now.
thing,
It's like
man.
when I was in high school, I was a high school typical LA cat when it came to listening to music and hip hop and not really, guarding a lot that I heard. I just listened to anything. But it was a cool time because it was very eclectic still. So it was a bunch of styles that you could listen to. But with that, it was a lot of foolishness. And Snoop, it's like this is how I knew it was wild. And this is how I really knew it was wild. When it came time to start playing records around my children, nigga, I just knew certain people didn't make the kill. So they didn't make the list. They didn't make the
yeah,
flow. And I
absolutely.
remember like classic Dog Pound is stuff my daughter has never heard me play. Like as much as I played it as a youngin and what have you, and as much as I know that stuff bang, it was just like I know it's wild because I won't play it for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, hey Jay, I picked up Bookie and all his crew one time. I think we drove downtown. I don't know where we was going to eat or something. And so I got the SUV. I got all the homies in the car. I'm young. I'm thinking, I'm cool. I'm young. I got these young heads with me. So I put on the Dog Pound. We listening to the Dog Pound, riding around. Man, when I got home, I felt so bad, man. I'm like, I met all these dudes at church. Playing all this Dog Pound for these dudes. They like 21. I'm playing all this Dog Pound for these dudes, man. These dudes, I'm about to be teaching them Sunday school when we get back to church on Sunday.
And they finna be looking at you weird, like really, like that's what you be knocking on the weekend, though.
Man, Boogie, you remember that?
You
remember some of them nights, some of them days I picked everybody up.
Yeah,
that's why I don't. That's why I don't have no disciples now.
Nah, James, you got disciples, bro. They out there. Bookie be spotting all of them and show you and let you be remembering all of them that's yours that you didn't forgot about.
They'll never be in no good space though. That's what I'm saying.
Bookie was like everybody James was trying to work with. There's a group that James was trying to work with, and they just went left. All of them
left, dog. Hey, all you can do is just plant the seed, dog.
I'm like the old head. Is there one? I'm still asking the question. Is there one? Remember, he used to ask that at the end of the service. Is there one? Is there one?
Is there one?
I'm just waiting to see. Is there one? Man, I'm over right now. I'm over.
Yeah, Bookie had me laughing at those.
But what did anybody listen to the Cube album? I have not.
I think we talked about that a little bit.
But did anybody listen to it though? I haven't heard nobody because it dropped the same day Kendrick dropped. So Kendrick stepped on it. I think Kendrick stepped on it. What y'all think about it?
Nah, he
they
stepped
say
on
that,
himself.
but if he did, that's kind of funny. It was a good thing to step on, though.
Man,
boy, you didn't miss nothing.
You didn't miss nothing. Oh my god!
Not one record did you miss, and I listened to that bad boy in its entirety. Like,
is that new Hammer song real or is that some AI stuff?
Oh, you was talking about that.
It's a Hammer song out, and
I have not punished myself yet. Yeah, I have not punished myself yet.
It's bad, but I can't tell if it's AI or not because the whole video is AI. So I wasn't sure if he dropped that or if people just taking his voice and doing it.
On, but it was on. I think he posted it though. If I'm not
mistaken,
I think he.
I think I saw it on his channel, but is that his song? It was bad.
It was bad. Horrible. It was terrible.
It was like, are you sure you just wrote this and recorded this in this decade? Because it sounds like you were better than this in the 90s.
Yeah, what happened? I was trying to figure out what was the song talking about though. Like, what was the? I'm like, is it a story behind this or is it just? Yeah, I couldn't figure it out.
So here's here's the big question then. What old head now, since they've turned into old head rappers, have done a good job? Because y'all ain't saying nobody did a good job yet. Ain't none of us said.
Pharrell's the one. Pharrell's the one that is in that space where it don't seem like he trying too hard.
But isn't he more a producer though?
Nah, he got a lot of songs that he's the lead on.
No, that's true. That's true. But I still feel he's more of because he's such a strong producer. He's not gonna be a whack rapper if that makes any sense.
He's still our age though, fam. Don't make no mistake. He's still our age. He been in I'm talking about clips. Like he been around since forever.
You think he do a better job than Dr. Dre?
Yeah, Dre sound old when he opened his mouth to me.
Yeah.
Even when he do a dope beat and have a dope feature, it's still like, all right, Dre, whoever on this track probably wrote your verse.
Yeah.
And here you come with that same.
That's what attracted me to the Snoop album is, of course, in part, is to hear his production. Like, all right, let me hear these beats that Dre has let the world hear now that he's released now. Because you don't hardly release nothing. So let's hear it. And by the mid part of that joint, I was like, all right. Of course, there's some fire on there, but then there's some questionable beats that Dre let out. But
it was some stuff that sounded like it would have been dope in 2003 if it would have dropped.
It's a couple of those. It just, but it's more like the datedness is the sonics of the beat, not so much the full package. But that beat sound like it's not fully cooked.
Because
Like
that
you
straight out
wouldn't
of
think he was out
Compton,
there.
that straight out of Compton was amazing.
Yeah,
You
you
remember
really
that?
like that. I
Man, that
remember
joint
when the
was
project. You
hard.
really enjoyed that project when it came out.
That joint was
It
hard.
was all right to me.
I guess because I was learning about new people or really seeing people shine, like Kendrick, Pac, Rhapsody. People was shining on that joint.
Yeah,
And he was in the background just orchestrating like on some Khaled type stuff, which
yeah,
is really Dre. I don't know why I keep calling that Khaled, but Dre was the one who initiated that type stuff. But that
yeah.
straight out of Compton was hard. I feel like sonically and artistically, that joint was hard. You know, you don't get that feel from this one.
Nah, but again, you losing me because of the content, nigga. I don't want to hear about gangster stuff. I just
Yeah.
you know.
That might have been part of it too. He was telling his story, the NWA story. He wasn't just glorifying a bunch of stupid stuff.
Which was dope because the movie was
Yeah,
dope, and them telling their story and having the ability to tell their story. I thought,
yeah.
of course, that was dope. But at the
That
end of
was
the
hard.
day, nigga, all the shoot 'em up, bang bang, pimp the hoe, all that kind of stuff. Like you keep coming with all
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
I'm
we do
not
the same
interested,
stuff.
bro. That's not
yeah.
nothing I want to just be having on rotation. I be loving stuff that encourage me, that's positive vibes, that makes me smile type stuff, and I'm just not that angry. So it's just like
You're
I
not
don't
that
care.
angry. That's
I'm
a
not
good
that
way to look
angry.
at it.
So
I'm
so
just
I
not that angry anymore. That's great.
so exactly. So I can't connect to that.
Like
But
I can't lie to you. Two people that are dropped that I would listen to, and I think their album would probably be dope. Is Kiss and
mhm,
Scarface. Is Kiss and Scarface drop something?
yeah,
But
I
Bookie,
can't
they would
even.
be talking about something. They always had
Yeah,
topics. They
yeah.
wasn't just
That's my
going to
thing, bro.
pop off like
yeah,
some stupid
Hmm.
stuff. They always would have something actually worth talking about.
yep,
Wasn't always like our favorite content, but it would be
Yeah.
interesting. It would be telling the story. Like, don't y'all think we could tell the story
yeah.
of what everything was happening without glamorizing it? Like, there's enough of that
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's enough cats
if
who
you know
did
what
that.
you're doing.
Exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about, James, and that's what they was known for. And
Hmm.
respected for a while. Other fools is just like one of the videos I seen of that Dre and Snoop video. It's like them niggas is doing like they a part of a takeover. You know what I mean? Like y'all old niggas is in a car acting like y'all in one of them LA takeovers doing donuts going around. I'm like,
On the corner?
yes, that's the video, and it's like
That's the
Snoop is
video.
in the hood. I mean, like in the hood of the car, and Dre doing donuts. In a whole takeover, and it's a whole takeover. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. Is that it's like okay, we got to represent that rebellious, attitude. We got to be the rebellious people. So what better backdrop of one of them LA takeovers and yeah, and put one of our songs,
They
and it's
would
just
not let you into no takeover if you was like age. They would not let you in. What
Hey,
do you
look.
want,
Dre is
son?
doing the donuts, and Snoop is literally like they have him in the hood of the car while he doing donuts. So it's open. The hood is open, and Snoop's in front of it, and Dre doing donuts. That's like the
And
video, the
look,
meat
and
of the
and
video.
ain't nobody at the takeover listening to that album.
See what I'm saying?
Nobody at that takeover is playing that album, bro.
Because it ain't us in that takeover circle, so you
Exactly,
already know what it looked like, Bookie. And
exactly.
and I'm like, I'm just
So
not there. I wouldn't
He
be at this takeover. So
he should have been
you're
over on
obviously not
Broadway
trying
with
to reach
Smoke
me.
them, low riding with Smoke them over on Broadway on Sunday. That's who would play that album. Them niggas over there.
That's who should
Ain't
have been in the video.
nobody doing takeovers and listening to that, bro.
Yeah.
To me, still the hardest old head album is 444. That's the hardest old head album, bro.
Yeah. I'm with you
Yeah,
on that, Bookie. It's just,
he leaned into where he really was at in life. You can't knock
yeah,
that. It's
and
always
at
gonna
all.
work,
that's
right?
always dope music. Whoever when the
Ah,
person is being who they are, it's like it's hard for me to believe that's where Snoop and Dre really still are. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Takeover, spinning. It's like, nah, that's not
You're
where
not
you
there, bro.
really are. Now, if you did start sharing that, that probably would be doper for me. And I don't know. That's just me. That's how I've always really enjoyed hip hop when I felt that. Even if you was lying to me, if I felt that you was sharing your life, I was I'm interested in that kind of rapper. So
right. No, 444 still got some of the coldest lines, like "Nobody wins when the family feuds," or "I'm not black, I'm OJ." Okay, like all that type stuff is like that's what makes him the GOAT, man. He's been able to do that every decade since he dropped Reasonable Doubt, and it ain't been nobody who's been able to put that kind of a run together.
Truth of the matter is,
Not even close.
Dude was a good rapper, but he was always like a step above and very sophisticated versus the average rapper. So when he talked about having certain things, whatever, he was like always a little step above, and people leaned in and you wanted to hear his insight on something because he was really like up on something. I remember he was one of the first niggas talking about platinum. He was one of the first niggas talking about certain type of alcohol and traveling to certain places and all that. He was one of them. And then people picked up that was like part of the formula. I saw that. And when rappers change culture like that, you got to give them their props. And every few years they do that.
He made us change clothes.
Yep.
With a song called Change Clothes. We went from wearing all that crazy stuff to wearing jeans and Air Force Ones and button downs with cufflinks.
He's somebody
he made us do that.
He's somebody who's always celebrated that transition. But and I think you make a mistake when you don't. When you don't do that. Somebody I think that does that well now, and has a unique approach is that dude Lil Russell. Lil Russell is dope too because he's somebody who rap about his life, but he takes a whole different approach, to doing it. It was like somebody who said, "I'm gonna take my career in my own hands, and I'm just gonna keep rocking out and just rock out for my group." Similar to like Kev on stage, he's another person who does that. I just rock out to my group and unapologetically talk to Black people who like comedy because that's just his group, and he's unapologetically like sticking
Jay,
with that.
Whatever happened to that concert ticket to La Russell that you was playing around with?
Oh nah, one of his original come to my house shows, you can just make a bid and they only have a certain amount of slots, but they'll take your bid, whatever you bid. And I think at that time I just bid. I was like, man, I give you $100 for a ticket, just on the strength. And he most definitely, he was like, heck yeah, you could come through. But I couldn't. The thing with it is I couldn't do no turnaround. I didn't have no hotel set up, and it was kind of like he let me know like a couple days before the event. So it was like I had to come up with all those answers real quick.
You had to make a drive up to the Bay and all that. That was
and I was like, well, would I drive and then drive back afterwards? And I was like, nah, that's a long trip. So if I did drive up there, I would have to have some kind of lodging arrangement, and I couldn't swing that. I think at that point, and that. So it was like,
He got a pivot interview, Bookie. La Russell got a pivot interview. He made his way to the pivot. I'm gonna have to check that out.
I gotta see what y'all talking about. I don't know who he is.
So his whole conversation is just like it's really Russ, the white boy rapper, and La Russell. They are some of the hardest independent, got it out the mud rappers of this generation. Where
the nigga
have how you put it, Jay? You this your wheelhouse.
I was gonna say he created a residency at his own house. So think about it like, so I use the internet, I get the internet group, but this is a twist.
His parents' house.
It's his parents' house, but the twist is he lets you set the price of all his products. So all my merch, all my tickets, you name whatever price you want, all my albums, everything will drop up, but he's direct to consumer. So he set up that's why I say he took control of his world. So he'll release all his stuff to his people first, and then they pay for whatever. So if you want to pay $5 for it, you pay $5 for it. You want to pay $1 for the album, you can pay $1 for that. Whatever, you name your own price. But people like him, so you got a lot of people who, paying fair prices, maybe $20. But you got some people who just paying $100 to $1,000 for it, just to show him love. Which he said, he did that for a couple of years, and he was like, essentially all his shows was essentially free because of that pricing structure. But that nigga just showed last week, nigga, over $1 million in revenue lately, and these new shows and stuff that he got coming up. He was like, that was a sacrifice to get people to come in. So, and he's like, you can still do that. You can still name the price for the album you want. And so when it comes out, he gonna sell it to his people first. So y'all gonna get it, and then after a while, then it'll show up on the ISPs like later on.
Bookie,
So,
you'll love his vibe. It's Bay Area,
the
having
Bay Area,
fun. You know how we always talk about the Bay just be having fun, man. Like,
he says a
we
white boy.
wish. No,
Nah,
Russ is the white counterpart to that. Russ is a rapper who just got crazy popular on his own everything. Just got out the mud, social media dude. And then La Russell is the Black Bay Area rapper. Same kind of vibe, like Jay saying. He had all these clever social experiment type promotions that just work. It just, like you said, Jay, like I had an app that I was gonna buy. Somebody recommended this app that helps you, find healthy food. I'm on that kick right now. So it said pay whatever you want. We want $20. Once I saw the value that it was offering, I'm like, man, take this $20. You earned it. And that's the same thing I feel the Russell is doing with his fan base. Yeah, he's saying pay whatever you want, but when you see what kind of slaps he putting out, if you like Bay Area West Coast music, man, he putting out slaps. And the videos is hard. And then you find out how dope dude is when he talk. Like, he was one of the dudes that defended D1 when remember that whole thing where D1 was saying we got to stop celebrating all this destructive stuff in our music. These kids is listening and they killing each other for real. And D1 was right. And then, Rick Ross and Joe Budden and different people came at him like, stop whatever this little clout chase is. And La Russell was one of the dudes that came out recently and was like, this man is not wrong. This man is not wrong. I know he may not have the street cred that we all want somebody to have when they speak, but this man is telling the truth. La Russell was that type dude. He's not nobody believer or nothing, but you know what I'm saying? He was like, D1 is right. We can't keep doing this. We can't keep telling our kids to kill themselves. Yeah, he's a solid cat for, what he does. And he put the slaps out like Chris Brown. Like, his work ethic is crazy. It's so many
got a lot
songs.
of cosigns. A lot of people didn't come through. Even Diddy came through at one point early.
Because his hustle can't be denied, Jay. You saw it years ago. How long ago did you bid for that ticket? His hustle can't be denied.
When he had Go Get That Bag and he was doing that video rolling around his block in the back of a truck, I was like, nigga, that's that passion. This nigga, first of all, I like this song. And it's real catchy. I was like, he got a real
hustle muscle is crazy.
And I was like, this nigga going somewhere. And y'all was like, nigga, what? I was like, watch. Because I can always tell in the beginning, man, it's a man, that dude finna be a star. And you can see it before the opportunities, before whatever. If you love hip hop, you be like, this nigga right here.
It's an energy to him, right? He got an energy. Like, I would do this for free.
Guess who got a dope energy?
Y'all messed around and built the internet, so y'all in trouble.
Y'all gonna laugh. But this nigga, I started following him recently too, because he just popped up. But remember that nigga church.James, nigga?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That weird nigga got something about him, nigga, that is dope. That nigga's on IG right now. He didn't pop back up.
He got a song, right? He got a little song with some little girl next to him, right? Him and the little girl. He going crazy. I don't know what he talking about. He going crazy on that video.
But he got some dope, some fun music. It remind me, the crazy character like Mac Dre type dudes, just having fun with it. I was like, nigga, I know that nigga seemed like a gimmick when he came out, gold all in his, watch and go.
Don't believe me, just watch.
That nigga can flow, nigga. I was on his IG. I was like, boy, Trinidad. I see where, how the industry could have gave him an opportunity.
I've been following dude in between the songs. Like, I've been following his swag for years. Like, he got cold fashion style. Like, he the type dude drop some socks. Yeah. He ain't got no brand.
Yep.
He ain't got no clothing line. He just got some socks for you. Some hard socks too. Sock lovers will be on them joints.
I was looking at that boy, what you call this stuff? You was talking about fashion, but Tyler the Creator's little luxury brand.
LaFleur?
I was going through the whole catalog. That stuff that dude designed is kind of dope, bro.
You seen the Louis? You seen the Louis stuff?
Yes, the stuff that he partnered with Louis, and
he got a Louis
Converse.
He got a Louis collab, Bookie. He not Tyler not playing with y'all. He got a Louis collab, and it's hard.
He got some fly stuff. Bookie would probably laugh at half of that stuff. I know Bookie. He'd be like, "I wouldn't be caught dead in no hat like that."
That's fact. Yeah, that's fact. Yeah, that's true.
I think you're weird. I would even
exactly.
I think you're weird.
Exactly.
He'll appreciate that. He would. He would love that.
He knows niggas think he weird. So
he knows.
But I give it up. That nigga's a good designer.
That last song he had was hard though.
Over the Kendrick beat?
Yeah, I was about to say he did a freestyle over Kendrick, and niggas seemed to really feel that. Yeah, it was.
I never heard it. They said it was dope.
Yeah, he made a little video. But yeah, I mean, the nigga weird. That's for sure.
And that's the thing.
I'm not gonna.
Jay,
I'm not gonna hold
clarify that real quick.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you, but you know, he can produce some dope stuff though. Some dope music, obviously, and some of that clothes and stuff. I was looking at cases, like, you know, he doing all kind of stuff, perfume, nigga, fingernail polish, of course, because the nigga weird, you know. So you got to have that too in the lineup as well in 25. So nah. What else? What else out there? That's
consumable. Hey, check that LaRussell pivot though, man. Because we got some work to do, Bookie. You know we got some work to do. Check that LaRussell. Check that LaRussell pivot interview. I haven't seen it yet either, so I'm gonna check it out. But he, you know, they're not gonna talk about the stupid stuff. He gotta be an adult on that joint. You know, he can go somewhere else like Math Hoffa or somebody and talk crazy, but he gonna talk some sense on this one. I mean, LaRussell always really talking good, but you know what I'm saying? It's not a hip hop venue where you just wilding with some other hip hop cats. The pivot, they gonna bring out some professionalism, and he built for it. LaRussell I know he gonna deliver.
Yeah,
he like you said, Jay. He don't do bad interviews like 50. He come correct wherever platform he get on.
50 every time delivers. That he can consistently. I don't care who interview him. If the Breakfast Club interview him and Big Boy interview him, you can watch both of them interviews. You're gonna get something totally different on both of them. But it's gonna be highly entertaining, and they're gonna be telling some cool stories. Like,
it's crazy because he'll have the same clothes on, like he just doing a press run in that city, but they don't sound the same.
Nothing. That's crazy. Got real interesting conversations. Well,
y'all got an interview recommendation for us? What should I got one in mind is LaRussell Pivot. Got to check out Ruslan's interview at Mega Church.
Hey, I heard.
Got to do that. That's hard.
I heard it's another coming. Another Cat Williams coming.
Yeah, he's supposed to have Cat Williams part 2.
Yeah, it's supposed to be coming soon. So I think we'll be waiting for that. Hopefully, there's some 25 predictions, some 2025 predictions in that one.
Oh my God, that man said. I was watching one of his interviews the other day. He was like, "Now I ain't saying I'm the one that told him to do this, and I started, but my man was at a charity basketball game. I told him they can't stick you from out there, so you need to shoot it." That man was talking about Steph Curry.
He gonna say, "I didn't tell him. I was the one."
But I the one told him, you need to shoot from out there because they can't guard you from out there. They start defense at the free throw line. Just shoot from back there. So he started the whole Steph Curry shoot.
Yeah, he started. He gave Steph Curry the idea to stick to the threes to focus there.
Oh my God, I couldn't stop laughing when he said that, bro.
Your boy is wild.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God. Now I was listening today. I was on the way home. I was listening to Drink Champs. You had your boy Dave Chappelle and Black Star on there.
Oh yeah, I seen that one. That one is I saw that. I saw it pop up, but that was like when they was promoting that.
How was it?
It was decent. I remember that one. That one is
Is that did they bring that out the vault or is that brand new from that?
That's a vault. That ain't new because they were promoting what is that thing? The Midnight Something was the name of their podcast because all of them did, and it's dope. It was a dope. It's like we do our thing on the podcast, we talk or whatever. They had a podcast where it was like they were at first of all it was during the COVID, and he was recording all his friends coming to his crib doing these shows, and it was them, like Black Star, and then was some of the people that was there, and they were all sitting around telling stories. But they put music by Robert Glasper and stuff like that. Like they produced like the backdrop of the transitions and stuff. So it's a dope listening experience. It's not just like, oh, they just talking, just a podcast like Drink Champs. It's well produced how it transitions, and they just be sitting there telling the stories. And I think it was on Luminar. It's that
Yeah,
network for
yeah.
a little bit,
And
but I
they
think you
and
can find it outside of that now.
yeah, they were because they were promoting that. They was like, because they're trying to change the game because
Yeah.
your boy what's his name
Most Def?
the one no yeah what's Most Def new name
Yasin Bey.
yeah
Yazin Bey.
yeah so Yazin was like you know the industry are thieves and they not for the people
Yeah.
so they had put out an album but they wanted you to
Oh,
buy
do it
it
on Luminar. Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Luminar. You know what I'm saying?
And they
Almost like
did
how
that.
Prince did. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Only put it out on that network, so you had to
yeah.
get it through them. So yeah. But
That's the old head album. If I could be honest, that's the next one I would listen to. If
yeah.
they did something, they probably did something I missed it. But Black Star is top tier for me. That's an old head album I'll be on. Most Def
Yeah.
and Talib, I'm like, yeah, that'll work.
I thought Pete Rock and Common was gonna be that, but
Yeah, you.
it was it's kind of a sleeper. They gonna do another one. Hopefully they improve. But we was talking about old heads who dropped that dope. Nas. Anytime Nas and Hit Boy drop, nigga, to me, like Nas has not fallen off. That is that is some East Coast classic dude that does not he don't fall off, bruh. In his later years, nigga picked up 2 Grammys, like nigga, like it's nothing. Like nigga, I do this, but he just got a different texture to him. For me, when
Yeah,
you listen
okay.
to him, he got a whole different. He got like a poetry type
I
texture
could
to
never get man. I just could never just get into
him.
Nas, bro. I could never do it. I tried, and I was just like, I mean, he
I'm
had a
from
couple
Illmatic,
LA.
couple
I'm
records.
from LA.
Illmatic was classic, and I fell in love with the album in high school. It
Mm.
was one of those, the ones that hit you at high school and never leave, nigga. Illmatic. I ain't never been into the East Coast, had never been to Queensbridge, but when I listened to that album, nigga, I felt I walked away like, nigga, I've been to New York, nigga. Just the stuff
What's the
that
name
he
of the one, Jay? He had a song on there. He told a story about a robbery backwards. That joint hard.
that's on
With
a
that
later album. That's not on
no?
Illmatic. But yeah,
Okay.
that's a
That's the
later
only
album
one. That's the only
where he
one I
told
know.
yeah, he did a lot of stuff like that. Dude was
Yeah.
real poetic to me, more
Yeah.
poetic to me. He just reminded me like of a super poetic Rakim because Rakim was poetic too, but it was just like he was a new like
Just
variation of
seemed
that.
like no girls was ever around when Nas was playing. I don't have no good
Nah,
memories of
nah.
Nas.
That nigga
No
said
girls was ever
he's the thief's theme. Play me at night, they won't act right. And that's what that nigga said. I
that's
incite
hard.
criminals. Nigga.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
when
See.
I rap, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you do.
Yeah. I'm a civilian, boy. He wasn't talking to me.
Nah, what made Illmatic dope is that he had the dopest, and it hasn't been like that since. He had the dopest producers on the East Coast all on one album, and
Which album? What you
nobody.
talking about?
His first one, Illmatic.
Because
So
he was crowned as the worst beat picker of all time.
nah, later on, I agree. Later on, he most definitely used to drop the ball, but that's why I think when he got with Hit Boy, somebody
Okay.
whose production wasn't missing, it's like it was a great marriage later on. You know, sometimes that don't work, nigga. Rakim and Dre got together, nigga, and that didn't work, nigga, at
Right.
all. Those are two great people.
Remember
So
that
sometimes it
Common
don't
and
work.
Kanye album? Woo! Remember that
Yeah,
joint when Kanye got Common back right? That
yeah,
B album?
yeah, yeah. You should do everybody like that back then. Give him beats and
Joint
bring
was
him back.
nasty.
I
It
hate my
was
nigga
so
went
hard.
crazy.
he went crazy.
Yeah, I hate my nigga went crazy because
He'll be
he
back,
put
man. He'll be back.
classic gay is just
Kanye
you.
will be back.
I'm boy, you put on them old albums. You like boy, that boy right there was in there killing it,
That whole college dropout series, all that. Oh
man.
my god,
College
that,
Dropout was mean, bruh. And that's when he was like really, really standing out. Like, because everybody was hard in that era. When he came out, everybody was a criminal at that point. That was a G Unit era. Everybody was robbing everybody back then. So to be talking about what he was talking about at that point, that boy stood out. And I remember that being very refreshing in that moment. Like, this nigga talking about something totally different. He's not robbing anybody.
Man.
And this is banging. And looks like ladies like this too. This is going to work.
That man had Jesus Walks in the tuck for the whole ride. Yep. Had it in the tuck. Like, y'all wait. I'm not doing this one till it's time. He had that joint in the tuck the whole time. He was doing all them Hove albums and all that.
Yep.
He had Jesus Walks recorded already.
And niggas back then, also what I used to like about that era is the mixtapes. All the mixtapes that floated around that era. Ooh, his was dope. But one of the classic ones is Jay-Z's mixtape was dope too. Man, Google that. I'm telling you, I'm Good. That was the classic Kanye mixtape. Yeah. I remember that was one of the first things I heard. I didn't know who he was, I was making the connection on that mixtape that nigga had made the beats from all the Scarface and Jay-Z like, and all that. Like, on that.
He on that.
And boy, nigga, that's a classic mixtape.
Was it that Chipmunk R&B stuff you was learning about? That Chipmunk voice R&B stuff?
Yeah, it was that era, and he was just, man, and then he was just talking a lot of smack, nigga, and I was like, man, this nigga right here is clowning. He got beats, and he talking smack, and I didn't know he had made them classics. That I'm Good and the S. Carter mixtape, nigga, them is classic. 50 Cent got some too, and them remakes, because Jay-Z did a remake of Flavor in Your Ear on that one. He was changing everybody's lyrics on Flavor in Your Ear. He changed Biggie's up. And it was some dope stuff happening in that whole era right there. I think was one of my favorite ones, along with the '80s when the Fat Boys was out too. That was another.
Hey, Jay, that remind me, Fat Boys.
That was another one of my eras.
Do you have a copy of Special Times with God, DJ Heat mixtape? That joint was on.
Oh yeah. Some I got that
tunes, something tunes. What was it on?
Yeah. Nah.
Whatever the first streaming, the first joint.
Nah. It was
TuneCore or whatever. It's on TuneCore and it got uploaded somewhere.
It was uploaded somewhere, but it was originally. I remember I was doing that stuff around the MySpace era, nigga. It was a lot of that going on MySpace, and later on, I don't know about TuneCore, but it was somewhere. It was for a minute. But my intention is bringing that back soon because I have all of those. I was just trying to see how I can hang them online so a nigga can just access them. So yes, to answer your question, and I specifically got to get a new DVD / USB connected type situation so I can upload those songs. When I was packing and bringing all the stuff here, I got a whole box that has all the original, all of them. And I made sure, I was like, yeah, I made sure I had all of them, whatever. But I got to go through that process so we can stream them soon. So that's something I'm supposed to be dropping this year too. All that stuff. Still waiting to buzz, nigga. That was another one.
Still waiting to buzz. Is that one got Over Coffee on it?
They got that on it. It got Fatherless on it. It got stuff when we were shouting out like early.
Bookie, do you remember Over Coffee? Do you remember Selah's song Over Coffee?
Not really.
Do you remember his song Fatherless?
I remember that one. I like the one, but the one I used to play all the time where we like, with the one where it be like, corner store, liquor store.
Yeah.
That joint
that was off of Color. Yeah, Colossal Lines. I know what you're talking about.
That was hard.
Those. So yep, it's a trip. It's a trip.
Belly of the Beast.
Yep, it was those was good times, nigga. And then nigga, the one of my favorite mixtape of all, nigga, we was all involved in, nigga, was Big Money Jesus, nigga. That one right there, my goodness. I was listening to that not too long ago. I was like, nigga, Bookie, you was in rare form, nigga. I don't know what we had put together, but we put together some hits, bruh. And then we was listening to it. It was somebody posted the version that was played on
Wretched
Radio. That version is on Facebook too, and I was listening to that. Note. I think we was talking about that not too long ago. I was listening to it and was like, "Nigga, those skits was extensive that we put together." So yeah, that'd be fun sharing that again sometime this year, so people who didn't catch it could see how crazy we were in our youth. Some stuff did get recorded, fellas. Some stuff in our youth did get recorded. It got caught. We always talk that. Boy, I'm glad we didn't have all them cameras and things when I was your age. That yeah, they might not have been video, but we recorded a lot of some funny audio stuff, brother. To turn ourselves in.
We
But
would
we
have
was
some
having a
viral
good time.
moments back then.
We did.
There was some viral moments
we
back
really
then.
did because some of the clowning we was doing. That's what people was knowing from them skits that we was doing and what we was bringing out in those skits. Man, that's what people was knowing and remembering. And it's just funny to me. It's like it's one of those examples how you can see how God can use comedy. Like he can use it. He can use levity to really push a message or what have you. And it's like he can use that. Yes, I seen him use it, and it sparked theological conversations because we be clowning. And you see it all the time, not just with us. You see Christians making people laugh at some of these crazy theological issues that we get through. I think it's one way to springboard and start talking about it and be like, why is that funny? Why is that goofy? And what is that? What does that really imply?
Hey, you seen the Chinese dude? He's a Asian dude, and he has a video where somebody who like Pentecostal, real charismatic person end up in hell, like a pastor or some charismatic pastor end up in hell, and the devil be like, hey, do that little speaking tongues thing you was doing again. And the dude was like, hubba. And the saint just started busting up laughing. Tell me how you casted me out again. Wait, do it one more time. And the other dude sitting there with the sus face, like, leave me alone, man. He's like, nah, tell me how you cast demons out again. And
Hey,
he was like,
Bookie,
hubba. And
Bookie,
the saint
why?
was busting up laughing. It's
This
funny. I'm
just
gonna
came
shoot
to
it to you.
mind, but Bookie, remember you was talking about this last week. But I was at somebody's house. This was like Saturday night, and we just chilling with somebody's house, and then they came over, and it was actually one of the members of that 2819. Like I told you, I was talking to somebody that went to that church. Why did she say she was like? Yeah, we gotta watch it with some of this music because she was trying to play some of these Christian remakes of all these records. These like a Hot Scissor record. There's this person who flipped it, got the Christian version, and so she was playing them on the YouTube, on the television. We all sitting there and we all listened to them. She was like, "Yep, you gotta watch this music because." Satan, he was up in heaven, and he was he was a violated dude. It took everything in me. I just let it slide because we was having a good conversation that whole night. But I could have easily just stepped in and busted that all up. Told that girl to try to go look at it, and I just laughed and I just let it go. I was like, man, I don't feel like it. Lord, forgive me if I should have said something.
You
But
should
I
have
was
told her
like,
go
man,
listen to the podcast.
yeah.
Go listen to the last week's podcast.
I was like, nah, you need to go and listen to Eric Mason, and Eric Mason and your pastor get along, so don't be upset when I tell you this, but that's what you just said there ain't really in there. But it made me think, it made me be like, well, that's how you see how that Eric could just be passed along. People could just saying it and just, yeah, he was, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, chapter verse.
Yeah. But I laughed, I thought about you. As soon as she said it, I was like, man, Bookie wouldn't have let it slide. He'd
No,
have been like,
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
Nah, well, I think that's our time, fellas. It's been wonderful. Any last words, anything that y'all want to say to the people before we get out of here? Nothing?
I'm gonna say, get ready.
It's that Remnant Village.
Get ready. Get ready.
Anything you got, Bookie?
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Your nigga was back too. New Year's. He came back. He
For
got back
real?
ready. Yeah.
He back right?
Go back. You can go see him online, brother. New Year's, he came back.
Hey.
He got ready.
I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing he got to say, but I'm glad he's doing well.
I think he's doing well. Nigga, he a little light though. That nigga dropped a few pounds. You're gonna look at him. He's like, oh man. So it must, might be looking like the medical scare was real, nigga. That was a real thing.
Yeah, that was a stroke, fam, for sure.
I don't know. That nigga lost some weight though. I think it's very noticeably thinner. But that's it, man. Toast, raise your toast, whatever you got. Look in here. And the official toast goes as such. We all fall, but we say don't trip. We all make call, but all stall a bit. We all stand tall until that time we slip. Just admit, without the grace of God, I'm
really bad at this.
Good day from Georgia, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
For sure.
We stop this.